praise music.
Subscribe. Why? Rapper capper, him a the real godfather. The struggle real, but we have to go and hold the order.
Amaria from Dietary. Music of this was Oshun. So yes, people, today we are with Amaria from Dietary and Edison from Ancestral Essence. We're going to be talking about spiritual healing, a little bit of spirituality, natural healing as well, using herbal healings. That's the one I was looking for instead of natural healings. So yeah, so herbal healing and everything like that. So make sure you share this because we're going to be giving away some proper important informations, you know, like different way to heal yourself without having to use all those chemicals
from
and
the
everything
hospital and stuff like that. And most of us, that's the only thing we know. You understand, the doctor chemical. We don't, and enough of us as well don't even trust the herbal remedy and we don't have no faith in it. So we are here now to boost your faith and let you know that the herb is 100% more better to heal you than the hospital chemical or the manufactured chemicals.
Yes, and also the spiritual aspect, you know, how you can get in contact with yourself, with your organs and everything, and having to heal certain parts of your body without even using anything. So we're going to be talking about all of that, all natural, all spiritual today. And I think today is a good day to talk about it because it's Easter. A lot of people are very spiritual today.
True.
We can be spiritual without being religious.
Exactly.
So we're just going to go into it. So, right away, we're going to bring in our two guests, Edison and Amaria. Are you okay?
We're fine. I'm fine. How you doing, Amaria?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm ready to go.
Ready for rock and roll.
Yes, Grandpa. I have to commend you because you do a good service in the community. You see it?
You don't know, man, what we have to try now because sometimes the knowledge is always good for pass on the knowledge. So me I say.
Yeah.
It's always good.
You put forward the platform, so we have to just try to do our best to give out a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of information. Me and my brother Edison.
We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. Trust.
Yes, sir.
That's true. That's what we have to do. Is me I say. So get them on screen.
Yes, no, they are on screen. It's just taking a little while to.
This
is slow, but they are on screen already.
Okay.
Yes. So go on.
So yes, gentlemen. So Edison, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do, so the viewers can have an understanding?
Well, oh God, this is the part I always hate, the introduction. Only because you have to be humble in this game that we do, you know? But trust me, you have to be humble in what I do. I've created a page on Facebook called Ancestral Essence, where we're trying to break down the African spirituality in a simple way. We have it now that people have complicated it and made it like a religion, but we actually break it down so that you, the individual, realize that spirituality is really just your spirit operating in this reality. And we take it down to the nuts and bolts where I teach people how to communicate with their ancestors and literally be able to use them in guiding them through their lives and healing them, as that is the topic of the day. Because the most thing that people suffer with is the illness in their head. And if you're ill up here, the rest of the body, which is just a theater to your mind, will be ill as well. You say you're spiritually sick, not physically sick. Physically is a result of your spirit being on, your body being able to handle the things that you're creating in your mind. So that is what we do. We teach classes. We create oils, ways in which people can help themselves. So essentially, yeah, that's the knowledge that we're coming from. But it's literally from the ancestral world. That's why we say ancestral essence, because that's what we try and bring every time we speak.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Good. That's good. And Amaria, can you introduce yourself and what you do to the public for us, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Amaria. Yeah, and I'll say a herbalist, you understand? Because I've always been interested in herb, being a Rasta man from Jamaica. I know some most Rastas in Jamaica are always naturalists.
Yeah.
So that has always been in my blood. And me coming to this country, I went to one of my brethren's house and he showed me the first video of Dr. Sebi. And when I watched that DVD and I saw the amount of stuff that he says he has cured, and not only he said he has cured it, he's got evidence to back it up.
Yes.
Then me start looking into our community and see the diet that the black man and the black woman consume on a daily basis. I realize that it's not that good. You understand?
That's true.
Because we can see the effect of what we're eating. Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, arthritis, and the list goes on and on.
That's true.
So, yeah, but just decide to, you know what, might as well, them say health is wealth. So rather than me trying to chase a bag of money, rather chase how me can sustain and live a bit longer. You understand? In this show. So yeah, that's why I get into this herbal thing. And then we'll start try to heal nation. You know?
That's very good. That's very good.
That sounds good. So people, like we said, we are with Amaria. Is Amaria or Amaria?
Amaria.
Amaria. Okay, so we are with Amaria and Edison, and we'll be talking about spiritual healing, herbal healing, and that kind of topic. So if you have any question, also feel free to ask your question in the comment section. We'll read it out and try and get the answer for you. So, like Edison said, people tend to make African spirituality or spirituality in general a little bit complicated. What do you mean by that?
Well, you have a situation, because I don't want to offend anyone that is religious, but I fear that I might offend a few religious people. Forgive me. I apologize in advance. But as a result of the way in which we were brought up as children, we had this religion imprinted on our mind before we could actually think for ourselves. So you have a situation that children and adults now struggle to actually be able to think of ways in which their own spirit communicates with themselves. All our ideas and our background is based on how we fit it into either it be Muslims, Christians, Buddhism, or what have you. And the Africans literally had theirs first. Theirs was a very simple one, and theirs was essentially a science that became a religion. But really, it was how you interacted with this world and how you interacted with your environment and nature. So we're simplifying it. We want to take it down to you now talking to the trees, you now understanding your environment and your plants, you now talking to your ancestors. So when you're looking for advice, you don't have to look outside of your own mind. It's what you're doing already. It's just that someone has called it something else, so you don't even appreciate it. When someone says, I always say that people don't think. I said, you've never thought a day in your life. All you've ever done is ask the question inside your mind and hope that you got an answer. Because when you don't hear nothing, you say, I got nothing. Which means who is the one that was giving you that advice? So we just kind of break down and show you that you're the one who's been the one guiding yourself with your ancestors all your life. It's very simple and straightforward. It's not complicated. That's all the Africans were saying back then. Is just people went and put all these different names, gods, stories, everything to it. And before you know, you don't know who you're going to call because you're afraid who you're going to offend.
That's true.
That's true.
So go on.
So, when they say ancestors, what do you mean by ancestors?
You read my mind. That's exactly the same question I was about to ask.
Well, because we know probably a lot of the viewers probably are there. When I say ancestors
To be sure, you have to understand what this reality is, this place. Now, all of us appreciate that people transition. Yeah? So the fact that you're born here means that you started somewhere else.
That's true.
And you're born here, you landed here on this planet. So your creation started before you actually arrived here. Okay? So you came from another world. You came from another place because you came with a character that is unique to you. The way in which you look at the world, you see the world, it didn't start before you got, it started before you got here. When you got here, you just expressed yourself. So an ancestor is someone that is past, and as we understand it in all the African traditions, ancient traditions, people came here, left, and then came back. The circle of life is the continuation. You will create a body for your ancestors to come. Yeah, children, like your ancestors created bodies for you to come. So we say that you just rent your body from your family. Your consciousness is something different. You can look like your brother or sister, but think totally different.
That's true.
A whole different personality, character. So therefore, we say the Trinity is your mom, your dad, and you, the original consciousness coming through, or the ancestor return.
And not the barren trio. Sorry, I had to
Not all this trinity of this and that and the, oh my God. They've confused us with so many different things about Holy Spirit. Don't let me stop. Yeah?
So like,
but when you start talking about Holy Spirit, what are you talking about? Yeah?
So, Amaria, were you aware of all of this process? I don't know if I can call it spiritual recycling, because it's kind of that you recycle your spirit into different bodies, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of believe in a, what am I saying, because me believe in a reincarnation.
Yeah.
So obviously, with them said, energy don't die, but you just recycle it and come back again. You understand? So me believe in a, I don't really believe in death per se, but you may transition. And you go to the ancestral place, and then obviously, ultimately, you're gonna have to come back again. So it's just a cycle of life.
okay, that's true as well.
That's perfectly put, my friend.
So let me say, like for example, let me say, my great-great-grandmother, she's my ancestor. My great-great-grandfather, he's my ancestors as well.
Yeah, but ultimately, they will have to come back again.
That's it. That's why you're always creating bodies for your ancestors to come back and finish the jobs that they did.
They didn't.
That's why they'll look on a child and say, we can see that you've been here before. Because the way in which you behave and you conduct yourself, you got old people's ways for a young person.
That's true.
And the child is born fully formed with this knowledge of life. The problem is, it takes a while before it understands how to live here.
Yes.
So it may take 13, 14 years before it knows how to master a female body or a male body, because those are complicated machines in order to control and understand.
So, Brother Edison,
Sure.
can I ask you, so are we a spiritual being living a physical existence or experiencing a physical existence, or a physical entity living a spiritual existence?
Well,
that's a good question.
But no, it's again, your spirit, and in truth, if we're ready to break it down, all you're doing is living inside your own imagination. The fact that two people look and see two different things, even though you're looking at the same thing, is the way in which their mind actually processes their reality. You do all your visual calculations and mental calculations in the two different aspects of your imagination, what you're seeing outside, and when I'm saying something to you now, you're processing in your mind, trying to create an image of what I'm saying, your own little inner movie screen that you can think of, and then try and make sense of that. So literally, we're spirit first. When you go to a morgue and you look on a dead body, you can see the spirit has left that body, isn't it?
That's true.
That's true.
All you just see is the corpse and it looks plastic. You can see the spirit has left. And that spirit was what was animating that body, that was making that body appear to be walking around. So you are the God or the energy or the intelligence, whatever term you choose, that is making your body walk around. That's why when you were saying at the beginning that your body is the temple, literally the spirit using that temple to walk around in. Your body is your temple. Your body is the actual machine that you're controlling. And the fact is, as a human being, you evolved to the point where you can control that body, because that body, the human body, is one of the most complicated machines to actually operate.
That's true, because when you come to think of it, it's a whole process to be able to move your arms, your leg, and we hardly think about how is that done. What is going on in our body in order for us to be able to think about something and then get the action done, a process at the same time.
That is how, again, it's about the illness. If we go back to that, what we always say is, for the illness to be able to spread around your body, it has to have an intelligence.
That's true.
It has to have a life force, because it multiplies inside you. So that it's a living thing, which we know the bacteria is a living thing, but people don't process that when you're actually there, your organs are under attack, because that army of that illness or virus is trying to overcome and take the life force and feed off that actual organ. So that organ then shuts down from the pressure of not being able to function properly, because it's being actually attacked by the actual virus. So when we talk about trying to cure a person, we're thinking about killing that entity first, because you know they give them the antibiotics, then all that happens is the actual illness appears to disappear. Yeah? And it goes and hides in the spine of your body. And then as soon as you stop taking those tablets,
it reappears.
The illness comes straight back, because the illness never disappeared. It was just shut down, because the actual medicine gives you another illness. That's why they talk about the side effects of the illness, of the tablets. Again, the doctor will tell you, oh, you're going to feel ill for a little bit when you take the tablets. What does that mean? That don't make no sense.
That's true.
The other illness is just shut down for a minute whilst this new illness has been introduced. And then when you stop taking that tablet, that new illness disappears that they gave you, then the old illness comes back.
Come back up,
yeah. The life force was just sitting there in the back of your spine, waiting for you to become weak again, and then it can actually bring itself forward.
So, Amaria, as herbalist now, if I can call you like that, like since you produce herbal remedies and medicine, how do you feel about that? And where do you think that the link comes between the herbs and the intelligence of the bodies and the illness?
All right. You see, the human body, it was designed and created to heal itself.
That's right.
You understand? So the herb is just there to assist in the healing process.
Yes.
You understand? Because we know that it has been verified that we have been made up of certain different minerals.
Yeah.
Whether it be calcium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus, copper, chromium, and the list goes on. Now, sometimes when we get ill, it's because we have been depleted of certain minerals. So we need to top it up back, and not only top it up back, but to cleanse the acidic environment that the foods that we eat creates.
Okay.
Because the food we consume, either it create an acidic environment or it create an alkaline environment. You understand? And we know that certain ailments or certain disease can't survive in an alkaline environment.
That's true.
So most disease thrives in acidic environment.
Yeah.
So what me suggest to most of my clients is, whenever I see I get too sick, normally when me young, when I get too sick, I can't eat nothing because my body start refuse all of the garbage that I've been stuffing into it.
Yes.
So the first sign when me know me I get sick, I won't eat for days. Because my body start refuse food. And then I realized one of my brethren went to the hospital and him get sick. And the doctor them never know what happened to him. So them just put him on nil by mouth. So they wasn't giving him nothing to eat because they never knew what was the problem. And they never gave him nothing for a whole week. And the next week he got better. Yeah. And he didn't get no pills, no drugs, nothing, because the doctors never knew what happened to him. So then you realize that your body have the ability to heal itself once you give your body that time. That's why right now, in the secular world, they might push intermittent fasting. Because they realize that when you fast intermittently, you give your body time to repair damaged cells. And now doctors, they talk about this hormone rhythm called IGF-1, where your liver produces hormone where cause your body to produce new cells. So when we consume whole heap of food and you give your body whole heap of calories, your system don't really need to repair cells no more because it has sufficient nutrient to create new cells, new ones. But when you start fast and starving your body, you send your body in a fight or flight mode because it knows that, boy, if it don't
repairs.
If it don't repair these damaged cells, it's gonna shut down and die. So once your body realizes that it now get the amount of nutrient where it normally get, it stop produce IGF-1. And from your liver stop produce IGF-1, your system will slow down its cell production. And then your system will start repair cells. And when you start repair cells, that's the process of healing.
So how long will that...
Pardon?
How long will that fasting period would be, or how long should it be?
It depends on each individual, because some people can fast without food for 7 days, while some people can't. Some people can only go 2 or 3 days. So I'm gonna put a number upon it to do what your system can manage. You understand? If you can fast for 2 days or 1 day, do it. But don't just continue eating yourself into a grave. Cause that's what we're doing in our community. We're eating ourselves into a grave.
Eating non-stop.
There's an old saying that you dig your grave with your teeth.
and that is so true.
That's true. So hold on. When you say fasting, do you mean no food at all, just water, or do you at some point get to add on anything, or do you change your diet and just change to vegetables and some? Can you clarify the fasting for me?
All right. What I would suggest is, if a person has never fasted before, I would recommend them to dive off into the deep end and just start not eating nothing for 24 hours.
Jesus.
So
I say, do it slowly.
Yeah, slowly. You can start off on a juice fast, you know, or fast for 8 hours and then eat the rest of the day. But don't just jump off and start go mad like some people. Some people just go on some mad fast, and then 3 months down the line, you see them start eating the same garbage.
Yeah.
That they're trying to, you understand, because them don't give them body no time to wean themselves off of the rubbish that they're used to.
So that means, what are you saying? So whenever you're fasting, it's best to throw away the trash completely. Don't eat no rubbish. Just find yourself on a balanced diet and a clean diet. So, like when you say balanced diet now and rubbish, explain yourself what the food you call rubbish from the food that is good for you for a balanced diet.
All right. Food we call rubbish is processed food. That's the #1 rubbish. Everybody thinks the food grow in Tesco's and Sainsbury's. You understand?
Yeah.
Food grow in the earth. So go to your local farmers market or go to your local people that sell the food where you grew up on. You understand? And the food that we grew up on, as you can know, Crapper, we don't grow up on food in a Tesco's.
No.
You understand?
Not even McDonald's neither.
No McDonald's. We grew up on yaman, banana, and dashing, and at least you try
bad
to
one.
that. You understand? And leave some of the chicken them, make them grow up and come off chicken for them own, you see me? Rather than eat them before them grow, you understand? Just go back to a plant-based diet. First and foremost. And then you can work your way. You can explore whatever you want to explore, you understand?
But give a joke. You will also have a lot of people come to you and say, but meat was meant to eat. What you have to say about that? Because you must say, why? Same like how we eat the vegetables, same way the meat them come for, we eat them, so.
Yeah, and I agree, meat can eat. But what is it going to do to you in the long run? You understand? You can eat a little bit of rat poison and kill you, know, but continue eating that rat poison for 10 years and see what's going to happen to you.
That's so true.
So, I'm not saying you can't eat your meat, but just look what's going to happen to you. Your heart is going to attack you. Something where the Father put in you to make you live, he turn around and attack you. What kind of madness is that? How can your heart attack you?
That's true.
You must have been abusing it so bad. That's it decide to turn you up.
You mean like you put it at the heart attack and your heart attack you.
Your heart attack you. Imagine.
So, Edison, is there any way that we can use our body and our spirit and, like, let's say we have abused our body for a long time and whatever. Is there any way we can counteract that using our spirit and also changing our diet and everything?
Well, as Amari said, I just recently, which is ironic, I went for a 5-day fast where I didn't eat anything for 5 days. Yeah, 5 days. But what I realized, what I missed wasn't food. It was the taste of food.
Yes, my brother.
You realize you don't miss food. You just miss the taste. All of a sudden, all them smells of fish and chips and everything is fighting you. Half of it is a mental situation where you just realize you can't eat these foods because, as he said, the actual process or the amount that you consume or literally the fact that your body is producing mucus as a result of these foods. So essentially, these foods are now, they're poisoning and clogging up your circulation. High blood pressure is poor circulation of the blood around your system. Your heart has to work harder because, again, as he was saying with the acidity, when you think, you see, this is where your mind emotionally, if you're in a depressive state, you're constantly generating acidity into your blood. Okay? We kind of explain what we do our classes that literally your emotions are designed by your mind as a conclusion of what you think. So someone who is down and low all the time is constantly creating acidic blood in their system. You know, a man can drink and smoke and still be healthier than a depressed person. Because a depressed person is constantly flooding their system with acidic blood, and their organs don't want to feel that blood, don't want to see that blood. So their organs are suffering as a result of that acidic blood being put into the system and damaging the organ. Hence, it squeezes the capillaries. Hence, it's harder for the blood to come in. Hence, you have to get a high blood pressure to push that thing around your system.
Brother, can I interject?
Go ahead.
Sistrin.
Yes.
I'm not going to finish. You see me not finish talk about what me that say. You see the chicken, yeah?
Yeah.
Not only chicken, but you see processed food and acid forming food.
Yeah.
When you start eating a lot of acid-based food, yeah, your mucous membrane starts secreting excess mucus to try to neutralize the acid.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's why you see when you start waking up in the morning, you find us to start getting mucus for your eyes. That's your body sending off signal that you're suffering from mild acidosis.
Okay.
You understand? Because most of the food inside your body is so toxic that your mucous membrane starts secreting You understand? Too much mucus to try to bring back your pH in balance.
In balance, yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why I don't recommend processed food, no lamb, no beef, because you can eat it, don't get me wrong, but it's going to kill you in the end, and it's going to give you a heart attack in the end. It's going to give you, as my brother said, it's going to block your capillaries.
Your artery.
It's going to give you, it's going to block your arteries as well. It's going to give you arthritis, diabetes.
Alright. So like example, what kind of herbal medicine have you created, so to speak, that can clear your arteries and stuff like that?
I've created mucus cleanse, colon cleanse, and organ cleanse. That's my 3 basic cleanse, in which may recommend to people who come to me needing help. And not only that, I try and ask them if they could at least not fully change their diet, but start making a conscious effort in eating right. Eat a more plant-based diet in which everything you eat, the metabolic waste is going to be slightly acidic. But the more rubbish you eat, is the more acidic that metabolic waste is going to be.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So even if you eat colorful and ackee and just plant-based diet, it's still going to create an acidic residue. You understand? So, but when you eat that, you're not going to put your organ them now go under extreme stress, you understand? Just to try to get rid of all this toxin and all this rubbish.
And all this extra fat and this cholesterol.
Yeah, you come out more better than when you eat chicken and beef and your organ them have to work extra hard.
So what about fish?
Fish.
Yeah.
It's still meat.
You see, the thing is, it's all about the length of time as well, isn't it? The food stays in your colon.
Yes.
And the problem is meat stays in your colon a lot longer than plant-based food does.
Yes.
So therefore, it then sends the toxins back because your body hasn't excreted them, and it sends it back into your system, back into your stomach. So the plant-based thing, I always have this big debate of whether it's okay to eat meat, and they go on these moral reasons. And I say, it's not about the morality, it's just that the plants are easy for your body to digest. It's just less thick, the consistency is thinner, so your body digests it a bit easier. Obviously, not like a cow, because a cow's got 4 stomachs and that can digest grass. That's why there's certain things we still struggle to digest, but we do better when we eat a plant-based. Hey, but you know the contradictory thing is, in Africa, then people eat meat and they'll live to 100 years. Yeah, but in the West, for some reason, our body, maybe because it's under strain from stress or what have you, the food, it kills us. Also, there's that much more toxins in the food because these guys have got to pump it up with steroids and this and that. And no one is working at this chicken is medicated chicken.
That's what I was going to say.
Put this in there. And the plants, why is there all this big thing about organic or what have you? Because they're medicating the plants as well. These people can't leave nature alone. They have to have a hand in there.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
There is the damage to us here. And over there, they can eat the food because it's much fresher, much cleaner, less toxins, and it has less impact on their body.
Brother, did you know that the feed that they used to feed the cow, they made it from animal waste?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or feed the cows themselves, isn't it? Feed the cows their own cells back.
Yeah.
And feed it back to them.
Yes.
But these guys, and if you ever see how they deal with milk, and they have these cows around in a ring, and they're poking them, making them continuously pregnant all the time.
All the time.
See, I tell you what, I sort of cut the little clip, and I stopped drinking milk. I couldn't touch the thing again.
I know
Because I
exactly
know
what you're
that I'm
talking about, man.
contributing to that business, you know?
Like
Gosh,
you,
these people are wicked with food.
like even me myself, I kind of step away from milk. Like back in Jamaica, I used to love my milk and stuff like that. You understand? Even make milk and bull and certain things. But over here, I can't do that because the way how they produce the milk and even when they're sucking the milk from the cow, like in Jamaica or Africa, the person with the cow, they use the ant to milk the cow.
Yes.
But these big manufacturers, they use machine and the machine suck everything from the cow. If the cow have pus, blood, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So, can
Grandpa,
I?
Yeah.
You ever see a big, full-grown bull cow drink milk?
No, sir.
So you see a full-grown man drink milk.
It's true. You know, the other day I was talking with a little girl and she's 9 years old. And with a school, they went to a farm and she was telling me that recently she drank milk straight from the cow. So I was trying to find out how she felt about that. And she was like, that was the best milk she ever had. And I said to her, so did you see the, how do you call the baby cat? The calf, right?
The calf.
Yeah. Calf?
Calf.
Calf. Okay. So I said, did you see any calf around? She said, no, there wasn't there because otherwise they drink all the milk from the cow. And I'm like, but that's the whole purpose because when you was born, you was drinking the milk from your mother. So
I wasn't there. Your father never did that drink it.
it's normal that the calf will be there drinking the milk from the cow. And she said, well, no, because otherwise there is none left for human and milk is good for us. And I was trying to explain to her that milk is mainly good for the calf because that's what will help the calf grow. Yes. And that we as humans don't really need the milk from the cow. But I'm just saying that in order to show that how the brainwashing is really going on and how it's being done from early age. You know, a lot of school go to farms and everything and visit and they taste the milk and everything. And they're making sure that they tell you that you need to drink at least a glass of milk every morning. They're telling you that you need dairies in order to have calcium when you don't. And I think all of that also has an impact in the way people nowadays feed themselves and how people behave when it comes to food, because we've been told so many things by society that we don't really use our own ability to think. Because when I got to the point, I used to drink milk before, but I've never really been a big fan of milk. Like when I see people drinking a cold glass of milk like that, I'm like, how do you do that? But I would still consume it because that's what I've been given from I was a kid and everything. But when I came to realize, I asked myself one day the question, why am I even drinking milk that's not made for me? Because I already had my milk that gave me all the nutriment I needed in order for me to grow. So why am I drinking a cow milk that's meant for the calf? Look at the size of the cow. I'm not trying to be looking like a cow.
That's true.
I'm not trying to be looking like a cow, so why am I drinking this?
Even when I talk about the brainwash, look how the brainwash stay. If a woman have baby and she offer any man to use that milk, or breast milk, or drink her breast milk, they not do it enough. I know, we not gonna do it. They're gonna say, I don't know if you baby and get away, I do.
Hello, Babsy, we see you.
Babsy, big up yourself now. I'm gonna say, nah, some don't want that for drink, but pass the cow milk, we don't have no complaint. So, when I'm talking about the brainwash...
That's crazy.
You understand? If a pregnant woman is there and say, put some Amaria milk in your tea, you wouldn't do it. You're going to find that disgusting. But yes, still... Yeah.
You see in the cow's milk?
Yes.
What we don't realize, there's certain growth hormones, is in cow's milk. And you see, between 0 to, say, 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
The cow will double, triple its size. You look on a 6-month-old cow calf, it's nearly big as the mum.
That's true.
Now imagine a human being putting that inside their body. These hormones that's not supposed to be there.
That's true.
You know, it's hard because as you explained it, it doesn't make no sense. We would drink milk for a year, 2 years as a baby. Yeah? Off the mother. That's what it is. A good mother, 3 years. If she does it 2, 3 years, you'll see that's a healthy boy. They
Yes.
did studies in Africa where they couldn't work out how these kids were so advanced, and they spent these psychologists or what have you spent 7 years with the tribe, and they worked out because the mother fed the child for 3 years that the child basically got all the nutrients, all the protection, immunization, everything from the mom's milk. Yeah, but the thing is, the child got to a point where it stopped drinking milk.
Mhm.
That's why, and as you said, an adult has no need to drink breast milk anymore because it's already past that stage.
Yes, sir.
So why would we drink the milk of another animal? It doesn't make no logical
It
sense.
doesn't make
That-
sense.
It's only been designed for the baby to grow the baby and feed the baby. But because we live in a world where we put taste before sense, we're just looking for anything that tastes. We're
Taste
used to
tastes
cup
good.
of tea. And so we have tea, then we got to have milk because that's the way it's made. So the poor cow has to be milked. And we have to take in all those hormones from the cow because we want to taste the milk. Not knowing that all those, like we said, the hormones, how it affects us. Look, when someone is lactose intolerant, they're looking like the person's got a deficiency. When that person is correct, why should we be tolerant to cow's milk? It doesn't make no sense. But it just shows you that, as we say, human beings are children walking about in adult clothes because we still behave and follow the same practices we did when we were children and
Yes.
haven't worked out. There's a time and a place, and we have to let things go.
That's true.
So, Edison, is there any way for us to kind of revert everything? Because the thing is, we've been programmed from we are babies, we all been programmed, and sometimes we're given informations that are not necessary for us as spiritual beings. So is there any way for us to revert all of that in order to get a clear mind so that we can start using our body the way we have to and start using our spirits
The way we're supposed to.
the way we're supposed to?
Well, it's hard because I say that the school system is the original cloning system because they wanted everyone to come out with the same outlook of life. When they speak of all these things like the Matrix, all these different things, the Matrix isn't out what you see. It's in your mind, the program that what you look to see at the world. They teach you who to feel, what to fear, how to fear, what to aspire to, what to become one day. And as a result of that, they're constantly in control. You don't want to overtake or overcome someone because he taught you to fear him from when he was young. You know, the kids that you see, people will scoff at someone living in the village and say, well, look, you know what, you lot are primitive, you're backwards because you haven't got the Western education. And the Western education is what is keeping you backwards and slow. Because a man in the village is more evolved spiritually than a man who lives in the town.
That's true.
That's
The
true.
village-
They know
the
more
village-
as well.
Look at this, the whole thing about the herb, it's the village man that's going to know about the herb.
Yes.
And how there's medicines that are going to help him. My own grandfather was a herbalist, and the stuff that he would fix and cure would blow the people's minds right now because he was using the actual life force, the intelligence of the plant, and was able to communicate with that to actually get that to fix other things other than illnesses within the body. But that science is being lost because now everyone is there chopping up the plant and putting it into a tablet and taking it like that, not realizing the whole essence of the plant. As you know, as we teach that each plant, it speaks its own language like anything else. Everything alive makes it sound. So if we're saying that someone has an illness or spiritual what have you, and I say, look, I'm going to advise you to make a bath with some herbs or what have you, I'm going to tell the person to speak to the plants in the plant's language so that the plant can revive its total energy and then try and pull out that illness from you. You know, we're in a state now that we need to take the children out of these schools. You know, it's controversial, what have you, but
It is.
if you give your child to someone who doesn't have best intentions for the child and expect the child to have best intentions for you when they come back.
No, boy, I'm not cut you, but it's a bit messed up now because in this society, this system, the way how they do it, nowadays, if you try to take your child from their school, from their teaching, they either find you or threaten you to imprison you. So now they are making that you have to send your kids into their school to learn the rubbish.
Yeah, but again, because you don't understand, or not to say you don't understand, forgive me, but you have to understand these guys have stolen their position that they're in now, and they have to ensure that you don't wake up from what it is. That's why you find that you learn or start to learn when you start to read things of your own interest. That what you learn at school doesn't prepare you for life, it just prepares you to work.
That's
and work in a system where you're totally afraid of another man because he's the one that has the power. But when you look at how he got the power, he stole everything that he had. And he made sure that you didn't remember your name, your original language, where you come from, so that you don't know where home is. You go to him like he's your parent and ask him, the authority, what shall I do next? And he's told you to sit there and wait for him to come for you. But he's not coming for you because he knows that you're the one who has the power, and he never wants you to wake up and realize that. So therefore, once we put the kid in their school and we're saying we're getting an education, nowadays you don't even think education is to teach you. It's just to say, with this education, you can get a good job.
That's why you still don't must get the job.
And it's a threat.
They don't teach you nothing. So we say that, you know, unfortunately, they crucified you so that they could survive. And your spirit and how you interact with yourself and understand yourself on a much deeper level, they've ensured that you never, ever get to find that out, because they made sure that all the answers you can ask about your spiritual self is covered in the religions. Why you came here, what you come to do, who's going to save you, all of those things are covered in the religion. So you, yourself, you don't have to think about anything and don't understand what you're really capable of.
That's true.
That's true. Scrapper, sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to add to what he's saying, yeah? We as a community, we don't realize the strength and power that we've got as black people. You understand? These people they come with this scaremonger thing.
Yeah.
You're going to get arrested, you're going to go jail. But let me tell you this, yeah? I've got 6 children, and not one of my kids have been vaccinated, immunized, or nothing. No, none of my children has ever got no injections. My 2 eldest, they're 17, never been vaccinated. When they was 3, 4, starting school, all the threats, they will not come to school, they will get kicked out of school, they will this and they will that, and they will this and they will that. All of that was just chat. Because I tell you, listen, these kids are mine, and you're not going to vaccinate them.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. So,
you know the most stupid thing about the vaccination is that they say your kids are going to catch the disease. But how are your kids going to catch the disease if all the other kids are vaccinated?
Seriously.
True. And the next thing, what they do, they put the disease inside of your children. The disease that they don't have, you know, they give them the disease.
So that your body can fight it.
But and your child can't give it to them because your child, they already been immunized, isn't it? So what is that? So what is the fear of them and you not? Right now, they're doing some diabolical things with that vaccination, and the fact that they're forcing it on all the children shows you that these guys are putting in some chemical inhibitors into these children.
That's true, because
I saw one time.
I also saw something in the newspaper last year or year before last. None of these prime ministers over here in the UK, none of them children is vaccinated or immunized.
Yes, it was in Parliament.
None of them.
When my daughter was born in 2001, it was in Parliament. They asked Tony Blair
if
he had his children vaccinated, get the MMR jab, and he said no.
No.
Then that's the same thing I told the nurse. I said, listen, as long as Tony Blair ain't letting his children get this MMR, mine will not get it. And and everyone shut up. They never said nothing again.
And what I'm saying, if it was that needed, or if it was that good or that great, his child would have it. Because no father wants nothing to do wrong with their child. If something is good for their child, they're going to make sure and see to it that their child get it. So if it was that good, all of them would have it.
They would have it. And on top of that, if it was good, they wouldn't force you to do it. Like, for example, now in France, I don't know about here, but I know that in France, when you have a kid and you want to send him to school, they have to have, there is a minimum of 11 vaccine that like mandatory. You have to do them. Otherwise, you can't send your kids to nursery. You can't send them to school. They refuse access to your kids to school or to nursery. So when you see 11 vaccine, that's a lot. I would, as an adult, I don't even want to take one shot. So complex of 11. And for a baby, I think that's a lot. And on top of that, I work with kids. And I've realized one thing is that most illnesses start in school. So I was wondering if they are doing something to the kids or in class or whatever they give them when they go and eat at the canteen, if they're putting something in their food, because a lot of all the illness will come back. They start from the school. Chicken pox. All of a sudden, one time you will get the whole class and the whole school who's got chicken pox, and then it's gonna go head lice. All of a sudden, everybody's gonna get head lice, and then it's gonna go. And I realize you always come around the same time. So when school starts, you have a few months, and then you get the head lice, and then after that you get the chicken pox, and then after that you get other things. So I keep on wondering, how come all of that starts from school? And they will tell you always because all the kids, they go outside, they play outside or whatever. But where do they get the sickness from? Do they get it from the ground or the playground or from the classroom? Where does that come from?
Look, at this moment in time, the real world, or what's really transpiring and what they really have for the kids, you know, they say law is for the poor, and there's no plan for the young black man. They've got to try and take out as many people as they can in whatever phase they can, whatever way they can, if it be the illness, if it be food, if it be through their education, teaching them that there's no hope, there's nothing for them to look forward. They're literally shutting the minds down of these children. This is the only way that the few can manage the many, by making the many feel that they don't have the power of the few. So we have no idea if you was to hear how bad it really is, because I'm hearing about pedophile rings, all different kind of things that these people are dabbling in order to get their success. People in high places with these satanic rings, you would be sick, as in to feel how bad it is. People kind of think that all of us get on now, so as it shows on paper, as it shows in school, that's what's really happening behind the scenes. So some of it is just too wicked to talk about, and we can't believe that it's so bad because we couldn't think to do those kind of things, and that's really where we're suffering from. So these people don't have the same conscience as us. I'm not talking about that every man you see on the street. I mean certain groups of people in these places that you just wouldn't believe how they abuse the kids. They look, in Africa, you wouldn't have someone poison their neighbor by putting some poison in the food. Here they don't seem to have no problem with that. You wouldn't have someone feed the animal with its own dead relatives.
No.
No one would do that over there. Because again, be it an animal, you still have some sort of conscience. But over here, it's just money and business. And
that's it. Money and business.
And as long as you understand that, then you realize that every time you eat, you don't know what energy you're bringing into your body. You don't know what you're dealing with. On a spiritual level, again, you know, we go into all of that. You know, you be company of the company that you're eating with. Be careful of the people that are cooking your food, because if they've got bad intentions to you, you have to understand that your skin doesn't protect your thoughts from radiating into your environment.
That's true.
Yeah? If you see, you know, when you walk into a room and you know a man is vexed, before he said anything, because you feel that heavy energy in the air when you do that. So, woman is vexed when she's ready to cook, and she's cooking. All that energy is going into the food.
Yes.
And then you're consuming it one time, not realizing why you feel a little sick after you ate that food. Or you feel a little drowsy because she was tired. Or anger, because you can pick up someone's mood. There's so much more science to how our energy or our spirit actually invades and actually creates a cloud around us. A cloud, because wherever you walk, you're walking with this cloud. And it's affecting everything you eat, even the air that you breathe. Don't be in an environment of people don't like you and you're consuming the air.
That's true.
You're literally, because you appreciate that air, once it hits your lungs, it changes to water.
Yes.
Because air is just rarefied water. So you're literally drinking people's energy when you go near them.
At all time. Somebody is saying, Farron is saying, Farron Lataya is saying a lot of kids are having allergies
as
too.
well.
So where do you think that come from? Because I think that's back on the topic when we were talking about the school and illness coming from the school and the kids.
But that's also one part of it as well. But over here, why does 90% of the baby born with eczema? That's the next thing again. Because eczema is like allergy as well, isn't it?
Yes.
It's an allergy. It's your body reacting to something that it can't process.
So if you wasn't born already, how come you born with it? How can you not be able to process? I know you processing what your mother's eat.
The first food you eat is in your mother's womb. So if your mother's not eating well whilst you're pregnant, while she's pregnant, then the child is going to be born with the same deficiencies or with an influx of that. So the child is still lives 9 months in the womb before it's born. So the mother has to be so careful of what she's doing, what she's thinking. That's why they say you keep her happy, keep her strong, give her whatever she wants, run and do all of that. Because as long as she's happy, imagine her womb is like an oven. What quality of the oven has she got there? Is it a good oven? Is it working well? Is it a happy oven? Because whatever she eats is going into that oven. Whatever she thinks or feels is going into that oven. And that child is consuming all of it.
All of that energy. If it's
all
negative or positive, that child is consuming. If is
angry, is she not going to produce an angry child?
True. Because that's the energy is going into the child.
Look at most women, when they're having a child, look at what emotional state, how they feel, and you'll see 9 out of 10 times that child will reflect what was going on. Because that child was being grown in the ground of if you imagine a seed is grown in the ground, the seed is grown in the woman's stomach, which is the reflection of the ground, which has all the life force and everything in it. Yes. And that child is then being created with all those thoughts and feelings then coming out of it.
Yes.
So we've got an angry generation right now.
Oh my days.
Right now.
Angry.
I'm telling you, they're hungry, they're upset, and they're miserable. They're miserable.
Go back and check their mothers at the time and what the fathers were doing and how that whole separation of families was created when they basically stopped the man there from being able to live full time in the house with the woman if they got a council place. Yet the black guy couldn't get a position where he could earn enough money to buy his house. They did 30, 40, 50 years ago, but after the next couple of generations, when the house went boom, the people aren't able to work and afford it like that.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it all changed. All of a sudden it became too expensive. And as a man has to, you know how it is, racial, whatever you want to call it, but a black guy is always going to a job thinking, am I going to meet a racist today?
Yes.
If I do, how am I going to behave when I meet this racist? Mm-hmm. Am I going to lick him down, or am I going to let him be racially abusing me because I want the money?
That's true.
All these things we're thinking about everywhere we're going, whatever we're doing. So there's an extra burden of having to control ourselves and watch our environment. Because we're told if we've got a chip on our shoulder, which is there, we're not going to be good to be employed.
My beautiful viewers, could you kindly click share on the video for us, please? So at least we could get in some more people for the message to reach out far and wide.
And let's shout out the people on YouTube as well.
Look up
See you
YouTube.
guys.
We see what you were there. I listen on a focus.
Unfortunately, you can't see our guest, but I believe Rapper will upload the video.
Yes,
so
I'm also going to upload this video on YouTube as well whenever we are finished. But we see you guys. Big up on yourself now. We soon will take some questions from both YouTube and Facebook as well too. So just give us a second. There's nothing we could do truthfully.
They have gotten into Africa and the island.
Just then they're everywhere. They infiltrate everywhere for sure.
They are. But I think that is just a matter of consciousness, you know. We just have to understand that we decide for ourselves, and we are responsible of our body, our spirits, and our destiny.
Sure.
And once because a lot of people don't know most people don't use their body to the extent of which they could use it. Most people don't use their mind, their brain, their spirit to the extent of which they could use it, because a lot of people are just set, like we was talking about brainwashing, we just set to that ideal world that's been presented to us, and we've been given those rules, and we know that this is how life functions and this is how we have to go, when really those rules don't fully apply to us. They might apply to who created them, but even those who created the rules, they don't follow it. They don't follow the rules. So we need to understand that we are vessels. We are spiritual beings, and we have a purpose on earth. We need to find that purpose, and also we need to find ourselves in order to be able to reach where we're going.
See then Ned Jones, that's the same thing I was about to say, especially now when it comes to the food. Like the average man doing the average 9 to 5 job. Certain food, them have to force to eat the rubbish food, so to speak, the crap food, because remember, we are not in Africa, we are not in Jamaica, we are not in the Caribbean where we can get our normal, original organic, because everything we eat back home, it's organic, it's straight organic. But over here, they make the organic so expensive, and they emphasize on the organic so much to even make it look more pretty. Oh, this is organic food. Want to the rest of food. Organic food not supposed to be special, it's supposed to be normal.
Yeah.
So they make it so expensive that the average man that's doing the 9 to 5, they can't go there to buy even the organic meat. Because remember, you know, a chicken might take 6 to 7 weeks to come to natural size. Over here, it don't take more than a week or 2 weeks. They have a hose in the bottom, they have a hose in the top. Within 2 weeks, it's big and fluffy so. And that's what most people are eating.
Weeks.
No, within 2 weeks.
You're nice, you're saying weeks.
That can't be good for our system as well. You see me? But back home, at least, we can give the chicken time to grow.
Yes, I.
You understand? We give the food time to grow. Over here, everything, woof, it's half fake, and they make it cheap. So we have, the poor man have no choice but to go and purchase that one. When you look at the cheap one and you look at the organic one, and the organic is still not even fully organic.
Nah.
You understand? So the organic is for £10, and the non-organic is for £2.
Yes.
And remember, they are not paying the average man enough at the week. Sometimes they go to work and come back, they barely can find fare, and they barely can find money to go back to work. So what you think that person is going to do? Buy the one for £10, or is he going to buy the one for £2?
You'll buy the one for £2.
For £2. So that's the way how they force us as well to buy the non-healthy stuff and put it in our corner like we have no choice.
That's true.
You're talking about the chicken. We're even talking, let's say somebody who decides to have like an alkaline based diet, to have more of a healthy diet. The vegetables are more expensive than the meats. Like seriously, like organic vegetables a lot of time they're more expensive than meats, because the meat can never really be organic in the way that the world is polluted, there's pollution everywhere. So one way or the other, the meat is going to get corrupt at some point. Sometimes you just get, what you do is that you get a higher grade or really like the bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
So sometimes they give you the high grade and they label it organic and they're like, yes, you take that and you pay the £10 for the one chicken leg and then you see how it goes. So, but the vegetables, they grow from the earth. Then again, the planet is polluted. We have all of these, how you call it?
Chemtrails, isn't it? Chemtrails.
The chemtrails.
They're putting all the metals into the air.
Exactly.
Which are going into the food and going into our lungs and everything like that at the same time. Yeah.
Exactly. And then so basically what you get is a choice between a vegetable who grew in a polluted environment or a vegetable who grew in a polluted environment and spread with GMO and chemicals. So you just, they label it organic and then you choose what you want. But as I said, very often is more expensive. So even there, if you said that you would stop eating meat and then you would go for a healthier diet, you still can't do it.
Because they make it so hard.
Because they make it so hard. And the thing is, if you decide to go for the vegetables that are not organic, you still put in a lot of chemicals in your body.
That's killing you same way.
That's true. That's true.
What can we do in order to, you know, try and find a balance with all of that?
Well, it's hard. It sounds like all you can eat is different versions of poison, isn't it? Well, that's what you're saying, though, isn't it? You're effectively saying that one thing is less poisonous than the other thing, isn't it?
But it's still poison.
So you got to work out, it's still a poison. So with the herbs, all different things like that, you got to be regularly clearing out your system, clearing out your colon, so that these herbs and these toxins aren't staying in your system for so long. That's all you can effectively do, because unless you can grow your food yourself, which again, these people are trying to ban that as well. And there's no one running with chickens running around their house. Not in England, where they can kill them and have them like that for themselves. Because they know they put in them.
And that's the next thing. Majority of the food again is rotten. The meat we're consuming, it's rotten meat. It's not fresh.
Well, look, the thing is, they could still call meat fresh when it's been in a fridge for 7 years.
Exactly. Exactly.
And they just put some blood water there, you think, my God. And that's what make you feel like that animal's been dead for 7 years. When I was in Nigeria and I was telling someone like that, they're looking at me like I'm crazy. They said, no, if it's 2 years or what have you, they would have killed the animal. It's never going to live that long or be that old and still eat it, because they know the older it is, the more toxins it's likely to have in its body. Yeah, and the more time it's got to poison itself. So they're consuming the poison. So they know exactly what they're doing when they're in them animals from that.
It still also go back to brainwash, because you have a lot of people, if you give them the fresh one to eat, they won't eat the fresh meat. They don't want it to eat. You have to give them the old man.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Fresh meat don't exist.
That's what I'm saying. Someone just write the word fresh. They could say anything. Go on.
The thing is, once life has
been taken,
process of decay start intermediately. So all meat is rotten flesh. It just depending on the degree of rottenness.
I was telling you that.
So that's why they can sell it that cheap, because they're only selling rotten flesh. And just like how you would not eat rotten vegetables, why do we eat rotten flesh?
That's true. That's true. So, like, even I was about to ask you as well. So, like, sometimes we consume so much poison. If it's not the high grade poison, it's the low grade poison. What kind of washout? If we take washout, will that clean us out fully, or can you explain a bit about that? We're taking a washout to clean out our system. Which washout is the best one? Which one would you recommend, since you are the CEO of Vital Life?
As Brother Edison says, it's just you being aware of the poison you're putting into your system and be vigilant in constantly cleaning it out.
Yes.
Because even if you don't actively start cleaning it out, your system would start to clean it out by itself automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So cleanse your colon cleanse. That should be, I recommend you cleanse every 3 months, 4 times a year.
Okay. That's
Do
not
a
bad.
proper cleanse. Do a proper cleanse. Cleanse your colon, your bowels, your small intestine, your large intestine. Cleanse your organs, i.e. your liver and your kidneys. Because your kidney one.
So
No,
like,
that's it. I totally agree. You clear your liver out, you clear your kidneys out,
So
and
like-
as again, if you could flush your stomach out,
Yeah.
that's
okay,
where
flush
you
your
can.
stomach out.
With
So
certain things.
what kind of I'm a bit stammer more time. So what kind
Yeah.
of remedy would you recommend to clean your, especially your stomach?
I would recommend, as I said before, your organ cleanse. Come on, organ cleanse. It cleanses your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, your skin, your blood, and your lungs.
Okay,
And
it cleanse your lungs as well.
Cleanse your lungs as well.
That's that's a good one for the smoker them. All of the smoker would like to hear that one.
Yeah, because you know, sir, your lungs send oxygenated blood to your brain and all over your body. So you have to make sure your lungs is constantly cleansed and clean.
Yes.
And your kidneys and your kidneys responsible for toxins. So you have to know, say, you can't overload your kidney with toxin. You have to keep it clean same way. You understand?
Okay.
So me suggest my organ cleanse, my colon cleanse, and my mucus cleanse, which is a basic full body cleanse.
Hold on, pan a back like that then, guys. Even now we're talking, the wash out every 3 months, as someone may think, me, I go take to art and or I take to mine and now, I literally do. Make sure say every 3 months me clean out my system, because me do it a lot of meat. I'm a carnivore. Me have enough meat. So me I say, so knowing that the meat is not good for us, and me still do eat it, I think it would good for me to clean myself out every 3 months, so to speak, especially the cool and cleanse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to go back to what you were saying, that basically you have things that will clean different aspects.
I said down there, Johnson, you have to know what that name, because you have enough herb. Alright then, Amari. Someone, herbalist would like to know, the one that clean out your lungs, what's the name of that, and also where they could find it?
Organ cleanse, and just type in Google www.itallife.co.uk.
Alright, www.itallife.co.uk, colon cleanse, that's the name?
No, organ cleanse.
Organ cleanse, but if you don't remember, I'm going to do a video today, it was Sunday, but I know on Tuesday I'm going to have a video upload as well with the website and the necessary information where you can go and get any one of them things. Like example, right now, me have one back here, the one I name Male Orisha. This is something from the company. This is what I buy as well. This is the Male Orisha. So, by now on
Male nourisher. Orisha, you know.
Male Nourisher.
We're not talking about Orishas here.
Yes.
So, Edison, because on one side we're talking about cleansing the organs and everything, but we understand and we appreciate that the body is the vessel, and the spirit kind of drives the vessel, leads the vessel. So in order for us to be able to clean the organs, we also need to be able to work on the spirit.
Yes.
That's right.
So how do we do that? How do we work with the spirits and the herbs in order to get a better result?
Okay. Look, the first thing that most people suffer from, to be honest with you, is, well, a broken heart. a broken mind, some sort of depression, some sort of thought from the past that becomes like a reoccurring program in their system, constantly flooding their system with acidity all the time. What we try and do is work on putting you in a balanced state of mind where you go and attack all the things that you fear that are hidden in the darkness of yourself. You know, what we say is that you don't put anything aside when you don't deal with it. You just put it into the front of your mind. So everything you're doing is kind of based on you being avoiding all the things that you fear in this life. But if you don't actually go and deal with those things are the things that are poisoning your body day in, day out. So you could be a very health conscious person, but because you're depressed, you're still sick. And no amount of herbs or eating well is going to make you feel better.
Yes.
Really have to deal with who you are. Now, as far as the spiritual is concerned and the ancestors and all that kind of thing, what I teach is that the biggest war that you're ever going to fight is control of your own mind. So that you're the one who dictates what you do. And those voices that you hear in yourself whenever you're debating what to do next or what to do when you see a situation, you calm them down. You only get the good voices working in your head, the ones that are generating, the ones that are giving you the wisdom, that are telling you this is the right way to go and this is the right way to behave. We all have situations where we hear a voice tell us something and then we say, nah, chat, I'm going to do my own thing. And then you find out what that voice said was correct. Yeah?
So that's why them always have a sense. You know, if me did follow my mind, you know, when my mind didn't tell me to do it, I didn't do it. If me did follow my mind, you know, me I get it right, you know.
So
yeah, and this is it. When you say follow your mind, you really had a conversation in yourself with another part of yourself, and they gave you an advice, and you decided not to take it. And what we do, we go about and find out who that voice is, so that you and that voice can communicate, and you shut out all those voices inside your head. So you don't go around deliberately poisoning yourself when you get angry, when you get vexed, when you even believe that being vexed is normal. If a man feels sick, his eyes bulge, his stomach hurts when he's vexed, isn't that the action of someone who's sick?
yes.
So you deliberately make yourself sick and say that's a natural way to conduct yourself sick all the time? And you wonder why you start to get, or you know, when I see someone who turns around and says, I'm forthright, I always speak my mind, I do this, I do that. And I said, and I bet you're sick. They go, yeah, how did you know? I said, because you're constantly poisoning yourself by all the rules that you're trying to say that people shouldn't follow, or people shouldn't do, or people shouldn't behave. So as far as the spiritual thing is concerned, if your spirit isn't correct in harmony with your body, you're going to be ill. And no matter how much herbs you take or don't take, you're going to be poisoning yourself.
So just like we spoke about which herb we could use to clean each organs and whatever, what do you have to recommend that we could use in order to clear or clean the spirit? Is there any bath we can do? Is there any rituals in a way that we could do? Is there anything we can do in order to appease the spirit and try and get clarity in our heads in order to have a healthier mind?
Well, you know, in the courses that I teach, the three things that are the most important things that you got to clear. First thing, as we say, is your skin. Yeah, all your life, what you don't appreciate is, you know, your sweat. When you sweat out your body, it has different scents depending on what you're doing. If you're angry, your sweat smells different. If you're excited, pheromones, you smell different. If you're scared, you smell different again. Every thought that you ever had radiates out of your skin. So if you're angry or depressed, annoyed, all of that is still trapped in your skin, like this heavy weight that you're walking around, because all those feelings and thoughts are still moving around your body. So the first thing we do is show people how to have a bath where you create an osmosis effect, where there's a higher concentration of energy and it pulls out all those thoughts, pulls out all those feelings out of your system so that you come out feeling lighter, because all those thoughts that were there literally acting like heavy weights. So whenever you try to think clearly, you're almost scared to have a thought that will bring a memory that will bring back an old pain. All of that is taken out. The next thing we say, clean your house. Because every day you're going out mingling with people, you're an electrical magnetic being, and these people are attaching to you. When you're going around people, their thoughts, their feelings, you can catch a person's bad mood and bring it home.
That's true.
Yeah? You can have an argument in your house, and when you're there shouting into the room, you have to remember what you're doing when you're speaking is projecting your thoughts as electricity into sound, into your environment. So that electricity is now hovering around the room, literally looking to come back into the body and make people angry and annoyed. So wherever you've been all day, you've got to use incense, smoke out your room, smoke out your house. The worst killer that people don't appreciate is their bed. They don't get a good night's sleep. You see how a child will pick up a doll, and you see them, they'll keep that doll. No matter how you take it off them, they'll go mad, because what the child does, it radiates its feelings of comfort and security into that doll. When it puts that doll near it, that energy is radiated back into that child. So that's why when you wash the doll, the child don't want the doll anymore, because its energy that it used to feel in that doll is not there anymore.
That's true.
You're lying in your bed every day. What are you radiating into that bed when you're vexed and annoyed? When you're angry, upset with a day, you're literally charging your bed. So the next day you come into that bed, that energy of you being angry and annoyed comes straight back up into your system. That's why a man there can't sleep in his bed, because he may be in a good mood now, but the energy of the bed is angry, because that's what he left there the day before. So that frequency is now coming back up into him and now making him annoyed. And the last place, so we go through a load of different products where we deal with you cleaning your bed, washing your clothes, so that if you're vexed and you had an argument in a certain clothes, you've radiated that feeling into that clothes. So when you put that clothes on, it's going to make you feel awkward or funny, because you put that energy of that argument right back on your back again.
Yes. So do you have any oils or anything that people can use, and how can they get it? Do you have like a site, or do you...
We're trying to, again, normally we sell it in our classes, but we're putting up a website in the next week, because we, especially for the event that we've got next Saturday, where I'm doing a talk at the Lighthouse in Camberwell.
Yes.
With Umar Johnson.
Okay. Amuta Baroka.
And Leo Muhammad is the one who's going to be the host on that day. So we'll be selling oils on that day. But we'll also have a situation where, again, from then onwards, there's a website that they can go to. Well, we've got something for clearing your home, something for clearing your mind, because we know that the biggest problem people have, we've got a protection oil. The biggest protection that you need is from your own thoughts inside your own head.
That's true.
Because that's where your problems start. All of us have seen a man with his hand on his head, sitting there, and you know he's having a big-ass argument within himself. Yeah, you can see he's having thoughts that he's in disagreement with. So other energies are there, talking inside your head, creating situations that you have to argue through, and you're always trying to win the battle inside your own mind.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the one that wins, that comes through, the calm one, is when you're at peace. But otherwise, those energies are going, don't let him do that, don't let she do that, go do this, go. And then you go and commit the act, and then you're sitting there like a man who's just been caught, because the energy that told you to do it has disappeared. It's not there to defend you again.
It's true.
That's true.
It's true. Like, yeah? I can personally vouch for your oils, because I've used some of them, and I know that it's not the oil alone, but I can tell you that I had some surprises. I had some surprises, and I had some very good I think they work very well. But then again, people need to understand that it has to be combined. Your mind frame.
The mind, guys. Some things when we see at daytime, some things when we constantly see at daytime.
Did you try it? The one for the
there's one that is good for calming the head down.
The things when we constantly see and watch at daytime star more time. I be a million in my head. I go to things I'm mad.
There's one that we got that shuts down the thinking and the talking in your head. It just quiets it down.
Yeah?
So you put it on, you've got a headache, you're there going, your brain can't stop its thinking. We give you this oil, you put it around your face, and before you know, you're just calm and quiet.
No,
because the one thing we
move 24/7, my brain never rests, never tap,
No. We just shut that down because we know
would never tap.
Science is. I tell you what, you get into the ancestral stuff properly, and they break down some sciences to you, because the whole African spirituality was based on the science of understanding how the mind works. And appreciating that your body doesn't speak in English. Your body has its own language and how it communicates and sends energy around. Your imagination is not created in English. You use words to create images, but there's another intelligence that is creating all that situation. So in our classes, we teach people how to speak their own language, their own original language that they had when they were born. And when they understand how to do that, they can talk to anything. They can talk to the plants, talk to the trees. Again, a herbalist, the whole secret of where we did it, where we came from in Nigeria, is the fact that the man knew the language of the plant, could speak to the plant, and intensify the power of the plant exponentially by knowing that if it knew how to speak to the plant, the energy would come up. So when we're dealing with the oils, it's the words that we put in there. The smells are nice because we like the scents, but it's the understanding that we know how the brain is wired, what language certain organs and what language your organs speak, and what language that your thoughts actually speak. Because each thought has its own name and it has its own way that it's been composed inside your mind. It's the next science altogether, which the ancestors left for us. Each person has it within them. When I say I'm going to teach a man to speak his language, I ain't teaching him nothing. I'm just helping him to remember that inside him, he has his original language. We're not all supposed to be speaking English. How can all of us have a totally different body DNA? Our body's got to speak and resonate in that different DNA, but we all speak the same language. It don't make no sense.
Doesn't make any sense, because even as different tribes, as different origins, as different nationalities, we already don't speak the same language. So imagine us as individual, we shouldn't speak the same language. Every babies are born with their own, we call it gibberish or whatever. Every babies are born speaking their own language, and then we teach them the language that we speak in whichever country we are. Amaria,
NPLG said, please ask. Yes. Please ask your guest if Jamaican sulfur bitter. Okay, Jamaican sulfur bitter is okay to use for organ cleanse. So basically, myself, sulfur bitter is good for organ cleanse.
Well, I couldn't give her a definite answer unless we look up the ingredients of what is in the sulfur bitters, isn't it? Because I don't know what it's made from. So I couldn't really tell her yes or no.
Okay, so I'm curious to know that because Edison was talking about the body's own language and everything. So you who prepare herbal medicine or prepare herbal remedy, do you find yourself naturally doing all these things, or is that a process that you haven't been through yet?
In regards to?
In regards to speaking your own language and basically understanding yourself in a way. I don't know if my question is coming across clearly.
Well, I don't know exactly what you're trying to say, but
Go again.
Okay, so basically early on just a while ago we was talking about how the body has its own intelligence and how every organs have their own intelligence and whatever, and that all the energy that we bring in from outside, from wherever. And Edison was talking about the oils that can help you to clear out certain things.
And be one with yourself.
And be one with yourself. We was also talking about your
herbs.
body having its own natural language. So I am wondering if, because not everybody is gifted with nature. Not everybody is gifted with herbs. So for you to be able to assemble herbs together in order to create a remedy, there must be a process going on in your mind, in your spirit, for you to be able to do that. So do you find yourself unconsciously, maybe you've never realized, do you find yourself unconsciously speaking your own language, or are you aware of it?
well, as far as energy, the energy that my brother is speaking about, that energy within me consider it the creator.
Okay.
That's this spiritual entity that's in me that moves this shell, this vehicle.
Yes.
This vehicle, Amaria. Me call the spirit that's sit down in the car when I drive it. Me call it the creator, my creative spirit. And I'm always, from a young, it's like, me as a young Jamaican, growing up, we always have the fear of God in us, and we always believe in the creator. Yeah. So, it's not really that far-fetched what my brother say. Even though I've not really ventured that deep into the ancestors and spirituality and speaking to plants and speaking to yourself, but I've not really ventured that far.
Let me give you a little bit of trouble now, because I can see and I can feel that you're actually searching for the words. So when you say growing up, you always had that fear of the creator and of gods. Do you mean that growing up, are you talking religion-wise? Do you mean that growing up you were brought up in a religious kind of environment which gave you certain knowledge that you were trying to respect? Or are you talking on a spiritual level?
Not in a religious sense, because growing up around Rasta don't believe in a religion or the same concept of God as the Western world may put it to us. We just know that there's a creator in the sky, so we call him Jah, and we just acknowledge Jah. And we show our acknowledgement of Jah through how we live, how we interact with each other, what we eat, and what we say, and how we carry ourselves. You understand? We don't say one thing round the so, and then round the corner we are doing one only for madness. You understand? So we really live God. We live the Creator on a day-to-day basis. We live Jah. You understand? You're not going to see in Jamaica, you're not going to see a true Rastaman and say, boy, is a fake Rastaman that, because you're not going to see him certain place. You're not going to see him a dance. You're not going to see him a rum bar or drink. And some real Rastaman, they don't even smoke ganja. You understand? Because them know, say, yo, your lung was meant to take in oxygen. And every smoke, no matter what form the smoke coming out, it's toxic. So even ganja smoking is toxic to your lungs. I no smoke. I used to smoke still, but I stopped because I realized that it not really do nothing of beneficial use to my body. Other than get me high. That's it. It don't nourish my body no time at all.
Sorry then, what make you decide to become a herbal doctor, so to speak? Because you make a lot of herbal medicine, so basically you're a herbal doctor, or a herbal scientist, so to speak. Yeah, you're a herbal scientist. So what make you become a herbal scientist? You know, we have to give you a big title, you know.
Well, Crapper, it's just me watching a video of Dr. Sebi, and I see it said certain disease them say couldn't be cured. And when me watch the video, me see this man saying cure all of these illness, I was a bit surprised and taken back, because me never really believed that all of these things is so simple. And me said, all right then, I'll see if he's telling the truth. So me start buying book, fly go Jamaica, bring 2 suitcases of herb come, and then me just start practice actively. And the first lady who come to me was a lady from South Africa. She had goiter. And then he researched what was goiter, and them say it have to do with your thyroid and your hormones and things. Then me looks at them, say your thyroid gland is consistent with iodine. And then we look, what herb can I get iodine in? Then it said kelp and bladderwrack. So we mix kelp, bladderwrack, and sarsaparilla, because sarsaparilla is a good adaptogen herb, and it would make your body accept the herbs better.
Okay.
So when you mix up that and me give her it, our goiter start go down. And she said she has been Sweden and she has been London to hospital, and them never cure it. And me make her goiter go down. And from then we realized it's something that's good. So I just kept it up. It wasn't something that I sit down actively said I was going to do. It was due to the fact that I just watched this video and I was just surprised. Bruh, all of these sickness can be cured.
Wow.
I never really know what I'm thinking. And then I had a European friend. His mom was in hospital in Romania, and he came to see me. And I made up she was suffering from, she was using about 30% of her liver. She was an alcoholic. So then we make up some organ cleanser, but some specifically for her. I only gave him 1 bottle of organ cleanser. He flew to Romania, gave her that. The doctor sent her home to die. And when him give her that, in the space of 4 hours, she was up on her feet and walking up and down.
Wow.
You understand? But then I told him he shouldn't let her eat nothing. Just feed her the pill them for at least 7 days. Just give her water. If she wants something to eat, just make sure you have a cup of tea. And that's about it. No sugar, no nothing. So when he took my herb to Romania, he gave mother it and she get up and anyway the doctor them I asked the son what them give her. And the boy tell her, I said, boy, he's a Rasta man from England, we get some pill from and blah blah blah, give her it and thing.
And then the word of mouth.
Yeah, so then within 36 hours the mom said she was hungry. And they went out and get yogurt and chicken for her. And then they phoned me back again, said, oh, I was crying, innit? She taken sick again. Because they gave her all that acids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from then I realized that, it's true what Sebi's saying. I'll just continue practicing ever since.
Okay.
So how long now have you been in this field?
Coming on 5 years.
Okay. What about you, Edison? How long have you been talking or living the spirituality and the African spirituality and teaching also?
It honestly is, I can't remember when I was interested in anything else. Most of the people that do this kind of thing, they're just born that way. So they don't really have a chance. And the way in which their life is designed, they're literally forced into fighting certain situations. So they learn how to cope on the spirituality. They have to understand it in the next way, because That's how it's been used. So I would say for me, it's about 20 years, 25 years. I've been speaking to my ancestors at least.
Wow.
And I was probably speaking to them before, but unconsciously, I just didn't realize. So in that 20 years, the last 4 or 5 years we were teaching, but for about 10 years we've been learning about how you do certain rituals to heal people or help people in certain ways with certain ailments and situations like that, which is slightly different again, because what we realized was when we realized certain energies were causing certain pains in people's bodies, we realized that we could speak to the energy in a certain way and the pain would go. So someone could have a bad back. If I know an entity is going to cause a person a problem, the most places they're going to be is right in the center of your back, the top of your head, and the bottom of your spine, and on your feet. You know, we give slight indicators that when people are around certain energies, they'll fall asleep for no good reason. They'll start sweating, or they'll literally just feel pain in their body just being around this person. An ache in their back, an ache in their stomach, all different places where their body is trying to handle the energy that has just been sent around them. So we've been doing that actively for about 10 years where we worked it out. And when we got to the point that when people are coming to say, can you help, I said, you know what, let me try and teach, because some of this should be basic. It should be what people know, how they conduct their lives. So we've been trying for the last 3-4 years to try and get out as much information as we can so that people can see that the power that they have. Because the thing we're doing on Sunday is about empowerment. You have so much power inside you. You're the original living cell that is walking around with it's not plugged into anything, and it still has power radiating from it. So if you know what you're really capable of and what you can do, we started showing people what they can do and what they were capable of and how they can start to heal themselves and work on, changing their energy, changing their life story. You can have an energy in your auric field that whenever you meet someone, the person is turned off you before you even say anything. And we don't know that there's something in your energy field that someone could have said from when they, like I say, when you're speaking, you're just literally pushing out electricity. Whatever you're asking to happen, you're commanding it to take place. If that sticks on someone's auric field, when you curse them, when they're walking around, people are going to feel the radiation, because we say you feel a person before you see the person.
That's true. That's
true.
True.
So once you appreciate that, it's all these things are on people. So we just try and explain it as simple as possible so every person can work on it and sort of guide themselves. Because I know a lot of people say about if it be black power, African power, whatever it is, but we are powerless financially in some circumstances, but spiritually there's no one that can touch us. And everyone knows that. That's why they do their very best to make sure we are not spiritually endowed as we should be.
That's true.
So I have a question now from my sister Rashina that I want to shout out.
Make up yourself, Rashina. Make up yourself.
I know she's eating this like food. I know she's loving this right now.
Ellen, make up yourself as well, Tina. Ellen Deborah.
And she was basically
Orthodox. Up my family.
She was basically asking me if next time I can get a female herbalist as well and a female healer in order to talk about some female issues, the womb and the yoni and everything. But one second, I know the two of you probably not experts, but I know both of you probably have a knowledge. Ital Life, I know you have a
female
nourisher as well, a female nourisher, and Edison, I know you have ways for women to become one with the organs and be able to control their womb and everything. Like as female now, I know that we go through a lot. And like you said, I took that from one of your course on a Sunday, where you said that as female, we are the portal between the different realms and the planet and Earth. So we bring the life onto this earth, and a lot of time we go through a lot of things, such as period pain, how do you call it, bad pregnancies, all these things. So what would you have to, both of you, what would you have to prevent and also help aid any little ache that we as female can have? And also, if you have any advice for the men, what could they do to also help us ease whatever that pain is, or wherever it's coming from?
You can say, Amaria, I went on your site the other day, and I see on the female nourisher, they say it's good for period pain, it's good for menstrual problems, it's also good for fibroids and stuff like that. Elaborate a bit more for us, please.
Well, the female nourisher, it helps with the female endocrine system, in which it either our kidneys, our ovary, our pineal gland, and some herbs under the female nourisher. It's got aphrodisiac properties, in which, you know, some women were up in them age, them tend to lubricate less. So it will help make the thing more lubricated.
The thing. We're all adults.
The private
part.
The confidentials.
The thing.
For a better sexual experience, you know. But my brother, it speaks for itself. There's not a lot I can say regarding.
And as we're on the topic about females, so what other product do you have on your website for female, so to speak?
I ain't got no other product. That's the only product I've got specifically for female. But the rest of products is for both male and female.
Okay.
Depending on what's right or what's wrong with that person.
So, Edison, what would you have for us females?
You know, that's such a huge subject, isn't it? Well, where do you start? The thing for women is, you remember we said about the organs of the body, okay? And the organs, we say they have a council. They're all intelligent beings beyond their own. They work in perfect darkness. They do what they need to do, yeah? Now, the strongest and the most intelligent organ is in the womb of the woman. That's the one that creates life. The intelligence of the energy that is there, that actually has the, you know, to be able to, one, create the portal or the gateway between two worlds, one, to be able to expand, to hold a child. The actual, I'm fortunate the word intelligence is overused, but the knowledge to be able to do that and the power and the life force is incredible. So a lot of the woman's emotions that she feels are pushed to the strongest organ that can deal with them. And that organ is the strongest and the most powerful. So a lot of the fears, worries, all go straight to her stomach or go straight to her organ. That's where they go. To her womb. That's where it goes. And now, you know, also from sexual interaction or what have you, the energy of the man, his life force, is not just his semen, that all the energy, all the fears, we have a saying that all of me becomes all of you. So all the good, all the bad, all the angry, everything that's in that man is now passed straight into the woman and goes then again into her womb. And these energies are attacking the energies that are there within her. They used to call them sperm wars, all different kind of things, going in her canal and into her stomach. And all these things are affecting her adversely as well. So it's a situation where in the class we try and find, because this is when we start getting into the whole, all your organs have their own names, their original names, their original names that are not heart? How can all of us have we all have individual names, but all of that heart is called a heart? That don't make sense. They have an individual name like we have. So we find a name for the organ, or we find a name for the womb, and the women can start to work with the intelligence that's within the womb and find ways in which that womb, that thing, can actually speak for itself and start to give women advice on how she can start to heal it, what she can take, what she can make disappear, what energies that are there that are overwhelming that womb that are creating the problems. It's a whole next science again, but again, it's, you know, if you go through the series of classes, then when we're speaking about it, it's likely to make more sense. But the woman has much more power over her body, as well as the man does, when he realizes that these organs have been corrupted. They have other things, other thoughts, feelings that are there that are literally overstretching them, overpowering them, so that the woman is in pain all the time. And the only way that the body can let everyone know what's taking place is to create pain. Pain is the body's alarm system to let you know that that organ has been compromised and corrupted. So essentially, you have to find a way in which, if it be with herbs, that if it be through just talking and finding the energies there, that you can start to give the womb back its power, that it can regain control and actually stop those situations taking place. So again, it's what the Africans used to use, but now, like we say, a lot of the science is lost. We're trying to reintroduce it. I do have a friend that actually I work with, and she does consult women on the spiritual side of the effects of certain situations down there.
Oh, you need to link her up so we can...
See, we'll try and get her on.
Yes.
Because when we start looking into that, it starts to get crazy when you start talking about past lives, different things that the woman's done. Look, it gets crazy when you appreciate that a woman may have a termination. Yeah?
Yeah.
And what you appreciate, they've removed the baby, that they haven't removed the life force of the baby.
That's true. That's true. They still manage to bring the baby out alive.
In the womb. It could affect other children that come into the womb. There is so much to this subject that, again, I suppose can't be covered in a simple thing like that. But what is going on inside a woman's womb, from all the different energies, battles from the men that she's been with, from her own feelings, that is unfortunately where most of the battles take place. That's why that body has the fibroids as outgrowths of the body trying to pull out the energy so that it can still continue to function.
Okay, yeah. I just want to shout out Elda because she's watching now, and I know she missed a couple of the classes, so she must be very happy.
Told her that she should call me. She should call me, then we can go through
Elda, you need to call Edison. And Elaine is saying, yes, that's why when a man consummate, they become one, and I 100% agree that the man energy goes in her, and if the woman goes to a next man, those two energy will fight each other. But I believe that they both parties end up with each other's energy. Like when a man and a woman having a sexual intercourse, they both exchange energies. Yes. And if I remember right, you were saying that even at the time of climax, eventually that's when they would become one, which is why that's one of the only time someone cannot refrain from keeping the eyes closed.
That's right.
You were saying
there's two occasions.
Yes.
When you're about to climax and when you're sneezing, you have to close your eyes. The actual involuntary action of what you're doing means that you have to close your eyes. But when you're climaxing, because your body has now built the friction. We say the original electricity, the electrical circuit is based on an electrical rod being put into a magnetic field, and that's all that's taking place in sex. where the man's electrical rod is being put into the woman's magnetic field. And the movement of that, the friction, is what creates electricity. So the man literally pumps up through his action to get to that point where from the semen or from his testicles, the energy is now propelled. And as it's about to shoot out the penis, he gets the feeling of the orgasm. That's what the orgasm is all about, where the extra energy is put in to propel the actual semen deep into the woman's canal. So therefore, he finds that he has to shut his eyes. Now, when he shuts his eyes and she shuts her eyes, hopefully they're doing it at the same time.
Starburst, it's not
so
sexual education, it's much more.
Sorry?
No, not you. Continue. I was speaking to someone that just commented on Instagram. So
Okay.
Continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Essentially, no, what happens is, because both of their eyes are closed, their spirits literally, as they say, the beast with two backs, all of a sudden their energies merge into each other. That's why you can find that a child can have the secret attributes of the parent.
Okay.
The things that the parent don't to discuss or talk. The child is going to reflect it, and you're going to see on the child say, whoa, he's into that. Nobody knows that I'm into that. But the child carries over attitude, behavior, tendencies, which nobody thinks can be carried across in the semen of the man. And the woman now has all this energy in her, hence she can have a child with this guy.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Cherie James is asking, how do we get such education in Canada? How can I get to come or access these classes? What do you do, Edison? People wants to get the knowledge.
And I don't cut you on YouTube. Anyone have any question? Now is the time to send you your questions, because now we're
actually everywhere, not only YouTube.
Everywhere. No, basically you have one for Facebook already. So now it's question time. Any question you have to ask any one of these gentlemen, you can comment it now and we'll get them asked. My crocodile tail.
Yeah. We're going to, when we set up our website, we're going to give people the opportunity. If they've got a group of people in whatever country around the world, we can set a class up especially for them. So if someone's in Canada and they got 10 or 12 people and they say, or in England or anywhere around the world, and they said that they want to set up a class, if they've got enough people and everything looks right, then we can set up a class. We appreciate that different countries have different rates or rates of exchange. So we'll basically modify it according to the country we're in. But we're trying to get it out to as many people as we can, because this should be the stuff that we're taught in schools, not all the stuff about what the Queen did or this king did or whatever thing is that, you know, because you can't take that history with you. You've got to know how your body works and how your spirit works. So we're going to be setting up the option for that when we put our website. That's one of the things we want to do.
Najim Media is asking, do you have any infos on crystal healing?
Crystal healing, in honesty, I'm not one for that. I do have quite a few friends that are into crystals. Crystals, how do you say, it's the crystal that has its own intelligence, has its own power, and that is drawing out or adding to yours. That's all I can really say. I know for white crystals, they can put clear quartz and that can absorb their energies, or put tiger, I can't remember what, tiger eye, and that can actually restore some confidence and different things. So you can work with crystals, but believe me, your own power of what you can do once you've got that working is something miraculous, you know?
So would the intelligence of the crystal, is it because of the fact that it comes straight away from the earth, and that basically we are connected to the earth and the earth is connected to us? So because of that, there is a relationship between us and the crystal, which will help that function and also us function.
Well, there's a funny thing, because I remember if you're clear in your mind, you can pick up a crystal and the crystal can actually speak to you. Yeah?
Wow.
Okay.
And you can pick up stones like trees, all these different things. You realize they speak just on a different frequency and you can speak to them. So I used to pick up these normal stones on the street and they would explain that they're thousands of years old, much older than human beings. To form a stone is a lot longer than the 20 odd years that we have, or 100 years. They're thousands of years, and they regard us as stupid because we've only just been around. They can actually gain their nourishment and food from within themselves. They don't need to eat.
Okay.
A tree doesn't know how to die. A stone doesn't know how to die.
No.
No.
Around there, water doesn't know how to die. It'd be there for millions of years if you left it alone. So these things are cleverer than us human beings. Hence, they can actually radiate their intelligence and understandings to us and their powers that we gathered over the thousands of years.
Okay, Sasha Gray Hunter.
Hello, Sonny. Okay, we're not here now.
Sasha Gray Hunter is asking, do you have any tips for persons who have PCOS and trying to get pregnant? So I think that question can go for both of you.
What is PCLS? What have you? Is that the Clancy thing, is it? I'm not sure. Go ahead. Amari, do you know what that is?
No, I don't know what that is.
PCO probably it might be a spelling mistake. I have no clue what that is either.
Alright, tell the person to retype it.
Yes, Sasha, if you could clarify that question for us, that would be great. What can I use for head cold?
Kimberly, big up yourself.
Okay, she's saying it's cyst in the ovaries.
Cyst in the ovaries.
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
No. Cyst in the ovaries, that's a build-up of emotions again. But how you would remove that, I have to be honest, I wouldn't know.
Cyst in the ovaries.
Yeah.
I'd recommend, obviously, she'd have to assess her diet and see what her diet is like. Because cysts, I think cysts is small tumors, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
It's
an outgrowth, isn't it? It's where your body literally creates something in order to put the illness into that.
So
yeah.
Amari, do you have any?
Cyst is really calcified mucus.
Yes.
Okay. Mucus turning into stones, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
so I'll tell you this.
I've
got a product called Deep Cleanse. Not Deep Cleanse, Decalcify.
Okay. And
which it would counteract the calcification of mucus in the ovaries and the female nourisher as well.
Okay. And someone just asked as well, an INJA review. What caused low sperm count?
I think you will have
to brother.
on the NHS.
Not over spiritual connection with low sperm count.
On the NHS, they said it can cause by smoking, it can cause by stress. If the body's under duress, it won't produce that much sperm.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the two main cause I can think of at this moment. Smoking and stress.
So, what about your male nourisher? So can that increase this lower sperm count?
Male nourisher is excellent for that. It's an excellent product for low sperm count, and if you want to get your missus impregnated.
Okay,
I would recommend.
Tell us a bit more about the male nourisher, because myself there, I may have one, See it, I may have one. Although I'm very competent, as you call it. Yes, me a stallion. But up to the time. But give us a bit more on the male nourisher.
Yeah, the male nourisher, it nourishes the male endocrine system, the reproductive system. It would increase testosterone level and fertility. Increase sex drive and virility, And it would cleanse the arteries in the penis for a better sexual responsiveness.
Okay. That's not bad.
And as I repeat again, it will definitely increase his sperm count.
Okay, well that's good. So, what are some of the ingredients you use in the male nourisher?
I've used Yahembe root from Africa. I've used Siberian ginseng. I've used maca root. I've used damiana. And I've used on goat weed.
Yeah.
And I've used another herb from Malaysia called Tonkat Ali.
Alright. Tonkat Ali. Alright then management what first name?
AOE group.
AOE group management. I think the male nourisher as well is very good for that. I said, what can
Excellent.
I do to increase the blood flow in my thing? Because my thing are to get up.
Way back to this thing.
It's a fucking thing. Alright. I think the male nourisher.
The male nourisher, I eat the original bedroom bully.
Listen, the male nourisher, you hear that? The male nourisher is the original bedroom bully. Yeah.
3 hours.
3 hours? Where's the 3 hours? What are they something there?
3 hours.
Jeez!
I don't feel like a 20 minutes ago for me. I tell you, 3 hours strong.
Like a spiritual exchange.
Well, like nobody like how we started work with it. I used to go 3 hours now naturally. So at 6 and 10 hours now.
Proper. Kick off door.
Kick
Rip it
off.
off.
So I just think the male nourisher.
Or you sound like the boys them in school.
You see that male nourisher? It's my #1 seller.
Yeah? He says it's the number
Yes.
one seller. That guy them say it sound like you're whelp and dead man out there. You dopey.
Oh, come on. Alright, Regina is asking, what about respiratory asthma? How can we help that?
A respiratory asthma, I would recommend some deep cleanse to cleanse the cells on a cellular level, plus the mucus cleanse and the organ cleanse.
Okay. So, Edison, would you have anything for that? Because like you were saying, the skin is not that thick, so everything we will absorb on a daily basis can also affect our organs and create those illnesses. So, like, if let's say we would combine both of you guys' knowledge, so using the spiritual and the herbal, using the one for the mucus and everything, what would you recommend? Is there any bath we can do or take in order to also clean the body and clear the energies that's attaching to us?
Well, the baths are always good, but the thing is, whenever someone comes to me and they're having problems with the respiratory thing, I always know that a lot of people push the energies that are in their mind into their chest. If they're not speaking and getting things off their chest, after a while, certain emotions are left on their chest as well.
Yes.
So when we're starting to go through a person's body and clear their back, their top back, their neck, their head, one of the places when someone says they're coming to me for a reading, what we would do is we initially connect with their ancestor. Yeah? And then once we connect with their ancestor, which is a simple thing, it ain't no long thing or what have you, we can do it within half an hour, 20 minutes. Then we go through all the different parts of your body to see which parts have energy there, locked in that part. And the person will do it with calories, where the person will throw and see themselves, the communication between them and their ancestors, telling them where there's energy that is stored in different parts and what we need to do to try and get rid of them. So we've had scenarios like that where people, bad stomachs, bad backs, bad what have you, and then we put them in a bath essentially, and the entity that was causing or the energy that was corrupting the organ has now left in the bath and the pain isn't there anymore. It's gone. So as regards to if it removes mucus or removes that, we always know that there's an energy that the organ is fighting with, and the actual battle is what is causing the if it be mucus, if it be what have you, that is also there. So if we take out that energy that is there out of the chest, out of the stomach, out of the womb, out of the back, then the person literally doesn't have those pains anymore. They're out of their system because, again, we more fight it energetically, spiritually like that. So a lot of women I know cry a lot. And when they cry, the tears are there stuck on their chest. And it becomes heavy for them to breathe sometimes.
Yes.
You can see that, and it's not respiratory, but then we there put them in the bath, essentially, and that energy is pulled off, and they've got their voice. I've had a situation where a woman had literally a voice was hoarse, and we know straight away there's an entity there. So we've spoken into her neck, killed the energy, killed the entity, and the voice is returned back. So there's a next way in which we can go about the body and actually start to remove all the energies that are causing different problems there. So it's not necessarily, as they say, using the Western science and terms, but we can pull those energies out and the person is okay again.
Okay. Edison, I would like you to tell us a little bit about the oils that you have, and don't give us your secret recipe or anything, but can you tell us some of the ingredients that you use and why you use them? Why do they have a relationship with spirits?
Well, the thing is, I'll be honest with you, the basic ones for the bath, they're all it's not so much the oil itself. One thing I learned at the beginning, the person that first taught me was using the names of the oil. So if something says protection, if it says this, blessing, if it says that. These were terms that the old witches used to use. Because remember, the original religion of this country is witchcraft. Yeah? Christianity and Islam is imported religions.
Yes.
They weren't the religions that were naturally here. Hence the word weak comes from the word Wiccan. You know, so all of this, and the moon is from the moon worship. This is where all these different things come from. So the original witches, what they would have is certain plants they would use. So you'll have something like dragon's blood, which is really just a plant that has been synthesized. And because that was the witches called that plant, they called that oil that. But the oil was really just plants. They're all this healing oil, protection oil, because there was a plant that they said used to protect people. So they would synthesize that plant and then put in an oil and now call that protection oil. So all these different plants were used as to say create these things. But what we found is when they synthesize the oil, the actual plant itself, this is why when dealing with herbs, if you don't wake up the herb, if you don't actually get the full energy of the herb, you still got a vexed, dead, angry herb. You cut away from his family. Everyone's still in a concept of, this is why I say when people speak of the morality of animals and plants, plants were alive too. They're amongst their family, and when you cut them off, they're sort of decaying at the same time.
That's
because
true.
they're not necessarily still growing.
That's true.
So essentially, it's the same thing. You have to wake up these plants. So what we found out with our oils is that we started to actually work on the science of the language that was required to enhance the energy. So literally, we charge the oils up with the actual specific words that would be used to enhance the effect that we were trying to get.
Okay.
So oil, you put it on the knee or something like that, and it would attack the energy that is causing a problem with the knee to take away the pain from the knee.
Okay.
Sorry.
I want to simplify what you just said by just putting it in a different situation. Like, you know, sometime in life, we say whatever you send to the universe is what you will receive. So is that in the same mindsets of what you're saying, that basically you would use your words and speak to the plant and speak to the oil or speak to whatever, and then forward the energy from your mouth within your hand to the plants or whatever it is that you need to speak on in order to charge it and receive the energy again?
Well, there's some people that say they can just say in English, okay, but the plants don't speak English, but they can feel the intention of what you're trying to say. But within you, there's a saying back in African spirituality that once upon a time, everything spoke the same language. If it's the God that created everything, then he created everything with the same language. So if you have the aspect of the creator within you, you have the aspect to speak the language of everything. Every event, every situation, every moment that you've designed, you have the language within you. So if we're saying we're making a healing oil, it's basically made with the language and understanding that would heal someone in that situation. So we've worked out the actual energy of the plant and brought it through. It is a science, to be fair, but it's a science that everyone has within them and everyone can use. So the protection oil, we've created our own scent that smells quite sweet. However, we designed it with the idea that it will protect the voices in your head that are trying to put you off and discourage you and put you into a strange mind, but also radiate a frequency so that when people smell you, they felt you. Have you ever had a scenario that someone has a perfume and you smell the perfume and you like the perfume, so you start to like the person?
The person, yeah.
So therefore, as soon as they smelt the person, the words in the actual scent of what you've actually created is what is affecting the person. So as soon as they smelt the smell, we know that we've put the actual words behind that so that that person is affected and will change the way in which they come towards you when they smell that smell.
Okay.
So we have a range of them, about 4 or 5 different ones, dealing with headache, to clear your head, ones that we have for the home so you can wash your clothes and wash your bed down so that you can clear the energy of any thoughts or feelings that you may have radiated in there. So we have different ones for different scenarios. Yeah.
All right, all right.
Names, but again, we'll be here all day. When we get our site up, then we'll be quick to tell you so people can purchase it. But otherwise, at the moment, it's really through our classes that we're selling it.
Okay, and is there any way people can actually like contact you? Because I see a few people, somebody was saying she needs to be an ambassador in, Sherry, she was saying she needs to be an ambassador so that she can bring you over to Canada, I believe. And other people were saying that somebody else was saying you need to come to St. Martin. So I feel like people really want to be able to connect with you. How can they do that? Is it by going through the Ancestral Essence page? Is it a Facebook group?
That would be the best way at the moment. If they go for Ancestral Essence, the page, because there's a load of different articles we have over there about different things all connected to the spirituality. So if they can leave a message for me there and leave a telephone number, and wherever they are in the world, I'll contact them and try and arrange, and we'll just have a dialogue between me and that person and see what can transpire.
Okay.
But we can put the page up. If they need to do it immediately, go there, or just go to my name, Edison Agbangje. I'm sure you'll put it up, and they can put a friend's request on Facebook, or they can have my email address or what have you. We'll work out a way in which they can contact me so we can carry on the dialogue.
Okay, what about you, Amaria? How can people get in contact with you? How can they... I know that you have your website. And
I don't cut about. I just post the website link in the comment section.
I'm going to show it on the screen as well in a second.
Okay.
Yes, so go on.
Oh
yeah, I was so was I talking before you?
Yeah.
Yes, is there any way they can get in contact directly with you and talk to you? You know, if they have any particular illness that they would want.
Yes, a special case.
Yeah, they can reach me on my mobile number, which is 07740 284 289 884. Sorry.
Can you repeat it one more time, please?
07740 289 884.
289 884. 4.
yeah.
double
Or I
eight.
can reach
No,
at
not 2, double 8.
Okay, let's do it again.
Double 7 4 own what again? 1 9 missing.
07740
Yeah.
289 884.
Okay, so that's Ital Life.
Yeah, or I could reach at email itallife@outlook.com.
Alright. So if they go on the website, will they be able to see the information on the website as well?
All the information is there on the website. Yes, sir.
Okay, well that's good, because as I said, people are just post the website link in the description, in the comment section, so you can also check it out. And now we are also going to show the website and the ancestral essence page as well on screen, so you guys can see, have a look on screen.
So let me fit that first. Can carry on talking in the meantime.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this, and yeah, it was an enjoy the topic in the night.
Yeah, it was it was. Thank you both for
very much.
I know we kept you guys up late. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. So, Edison, please don't crucify me. I am not Jesus.
It's alright, we've done this before, it's okay.
But yeah, I'm sure like so far, I mean, right now we're speaking on Facebook, we have 33 people, and there was much more early on, and I know that's going to be seen by hundreds and hundreds more people. So I'm sure they all appreciate the information that's been given here, because I can see them. I can see them excited. I can see the enthusiasm in the comment section. You guys might not be able to see
and
it.
YouTube as well.
Yes.
You understand? So, and we was on Instagram look while say, yo, it's our own world.
Yeah. It would be great as well if you guys get to watch it. It will be on the page, so if you get to watch it after, you will see how people was interacting with what the two of you were saying. So right now, I'm gonna start with the ancestral essence.
Yeah, let me switch it first.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna start with the ancestral essence Facebook page. So that's the page, right? Do you have a group also?
Not at the moment. But when we, I have to be honest with you, we need to sort out our page, because Facebook can be a little funny sometimes with what they do.
They can.
Some of my articles, so I'm not trying to build too much on there, but for this moment in time, if they can put their details down, I'll contact them and go from there.
The page, it's a big page as well, because the page have over 30,000 people, so it's not a small thing. No, it's not a small thing.
They've done. They've literally, at one time, we would have up to 300,000 people coming to the page to look on things, but they've just cut down the circulation, so
now that's YouTube.
Come see them.
So, as I'm going through it, I can see that you often post on it. You have some little messages. Do you post, what kind of content do you post on the page? Prayers, empowerment, motivation?
Prayers. Whenever we have a topic that needs to be spoken about, we'll try and put it out. But we'll talk about how the African, just simplify everything. We've got the classic, how the woman is a gateway between two worlds. And we've got one there on slavery, breaking it down from a perspective of the slave and what they experienced and how they mentally made the journey, because everyone sort of speaks of it afterwards, and they tell you that they're not slaves. They were stolen. And they break down that they didn't understand how, when people were calling them by these names, only that they had to run out of the way, because I mean, they started to realize that if they didn't move, they were hits. All these things, breaking it down in a way that we don't see it, because we become so conditioned to call ourselves slaves when our ancestors never did. You know, we've got 1 or 2 people walking, dying, when the 2 guys have died, and they're having a conversation when they've died at the other side or transitioned. We've got a whole load of different, about 60 or 70 different articles from abuse to everything. All the
Serious Energy presents.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, all looking at the world from a spiritual dynamic where, again, as we say, this spirituality isn't about the names that you call or what you do. It's how your spirit actually works and what it's capable of doing. That's the thing that we're constantly promoting, because if you realize you're a spirit having a human existence, no one ever does anything for your spirit. They're always talking about your body.
That's true.
That's true.
How do you nourish your spirit? Your spirit knows when it's being nourished because it doesn't want to leave. It wants to carry on, just listening, doing whatever it's doing. But your body, that's where everything is focused. And religion tends to be focused on the body. Hence, you're going to hell, your body's going to burn, all this, it's all these analogies that everyone is putting you in. But no one talks about what happens to your spirit.
That's true.
And that's where we focus. We focus purely on your spirit. That's where we're coming from.
That's true.
So,
the ability to do so much. Go ahead.
Edison, here I have
advertisement.
I have an advert. So this is the event where you're going to be next week. It's on the 7th, right?
That's right. That's right.
You're going to have to tell the promoters that we're giving them some free promotion, so they need to hook us up with some tickets.
Yeah, man. And that's to show that
it's all based on pickup. So if people come and then they tell them that they got their details from this page, then they'll come and tell us about. The woman will tell me, and then we'll try and forward on some tickets if that be the case.
Oh,
so
well.
whatever promotion we can do, we're grateful.
We're here.
And then this to show that
if they think we got it from here, that's great.
This goes to show as well that you're not a small person in your league of work, because you are there head to head with the greats, so that make you one of the greats as well.
Well, I don't like to say so. We're trying, but we have to stay humble in this game, because
that's true.
We're just trying to push what we can. They say it's the work that is what is promoted, not ourselves.
That's
true.
That's how we're trying to do it.
We're gonna quickly play the advert so that people can see, and those who are in London can find out where
Masters of Empowerment, featuring live from America powerhouse psychologist Dr. Umar Johnson, and live from Jamaica, Muta Baruka. And with a special brand of entertainment, Leo Muhammad. And saluting our ancestors, brother Edison Agbangje. Also entertainment by Russ Digby of Sir Jesus and Sir Kells. This event will be held Saturday the 7th of April at the Lighthouse, 262 to 274 Campbellwell Road. And for those with SatNav, SE5 0DL. Get your tickets quick. Tickets £25 plus booking fee in advance. More on the door. Or log on to www.siriustickets.com or purchase your tickets from Zen Records, Hawkeye Records, Pimpancy, Maestro Records, or Supertone. Vegan food on sale courtesy of Eat of Eden.
Don't forget you can come and do your shopping for your African wares and gears, African books, African art, African jewelry, African clothing, when you meet and greet and mix with your African people. And for any further information, contact 07506 725 345.
All right, so that was the advert for the event where you will be speaking next week. What is it called again?
Masters of Empowerment.
Masters of Empowerment. That's a great name.
We're really more powerful,
That's
and the secrets that we have within us that essentially, we don't appreciate what we're doing and how we're doing it. Boy, a black man is a very powerful being. That's why everyone's afraid of him, because they don't want him to wake up. Once he wakes up, it's all over, But still.
That's true.
That's true. Next, we're gonna go to the
Ital Life website.
Next, we're gonna go to the Ital Life. Oh, leave me alone. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why do you expect me to be speaking English when I can be speaking my own language? No, I wanted to move it. So, anyway. So next we're gonna go on to the Ital Life page and show you quickly. I'm not sure if you guys can see properly. I'm trying to big up the screen so that the writing is clear. Okay, here we go. So we're on the website. Please let me know if the image is clear, if you can actually see the writing. But that will be a brief tour. Rapper will do a video very soon where he will also go over the website and give a little bit more information.
More in-depth information.
Exactly. So this is the website. This is what you find when you go on the website. You have all of the sections. I'm doing your job that you're going to be doing, should I?
No, I understand. The more I, the better, I know.
Like we were talking about the sexual well-being now. On that section, you have all of the products.
Female nourisher,
herbal iron,
the male nourisher. And those are best sellers as well.
So are those supplements, Amaria?
Yeah, they're food supplements.
Okay, so that doesn't excuse you from having a bad diet. That doesn't mean that you can take that and have a bad diet and say, okay, just because I'm taking the pill is going to work. You have to, because they're supplement, they work together. So you have to make sure that you manage both aspects of your life, right?
Excellent, that's correct.
Okay, great.
You can all products, so we can have a see what else is there as well. Quick run show.
So yeah, so you have a few pages. You have 29 pages, I believe.
3 pages.
3 pages and 29 products. That's right. So we have the colon cleanser, the decalcifier. We was talking about that early on. Clear sight. What is clear sight? What does it do? Is it for the eyes?
For the eyes, yep.
Okay, so we have...
It's the small capillaries in the eyes, the back of the eyes.
Oh, good. We have brain food. How does the brain food work?
The brain food is for people who are suffering like schizophrenia, tiredness, things like that, memory loss, you know, forgetfulness, things like that. So headaches, yeah.
Somebody early on was asking, what do you have for migraine? So would that person be able to use the brain food supplement?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it, the headache. Although migraine is
migraine and headache is two different things.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, so we have that. It's a quick run, like I said, because Rapper is gonna do the video. We don't want to give them everything right now.
No, I still can't give them everything, man.
So we have the female care. That's a tea, right? What is the female care?
Herbal. It's an herbal tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically for the same thing. Because some people don't really like to take capsules. So I've got the equivalent in a tea that they can just draw the tea and thing. All the information is on the back of the packet.
You know, we opt out one important information because not long ago, I think it was before you went to Jamaica, we went to also an herbal shop like that, and I got something for female care same way, and also weight loss and everything. But it comes as a tea, it comes as a powder that you have to drink. And I know I haven't really been doing it because it's so difficult for me to intake that. Like, it gets so sloppy at the end, at the bottom of the cup. So one of the great things with your product is that you have them into pills as well, into capsules, which is easy to ingest. So that's really good for people like me who can't really digest, if I can say, or swallow certain things. The capsules help. And for those who doesn't like pills, you have the alternative as tea.
Excellent.
So that's really good as well. Well done for that, because boy, I need some of these things. But like, for example, I saw something anti-obesity. Do you have that in pills? Because I see the tea.
Yeah, I've got other things you can take in the pill form. Yeah.
Oh, well done. I'm gonna be getting some of that. I'm gonna be getting some of that. It's good that it's
the boss have you covered, man. You're good.
All right. So does that mean I should just place my order and wait for my delivery?
Yeah, you're good, man.
Well, you see, and I know joking thing. People may have one, so may have a backlash. You know, you understand? Live in living color.
So, how long would you say a bottle like that will last you?
A bottle like that would last someone a month.
A month, yeah? So,
yeah, but it depends, because some people, some people just after a fruit they'll stop taking it because like someone the performance is mad, isn't it?
Okay, and do you? I mean, is it something that you should take regularly? Once you go through one bottle, do you need to pause for a while before you start the next one to leave your body to detox a little bit? Or is it something that you use if you feel that your body needs it and then you give your body a rest after that? How do you use it? Because I know it's not like blood pressure medicine that you have to take every day for your whole life.
Exactly. Well, if you're not suffering from nothing and you just want to take some food supplement, you can take it for a month, you skip the next 2-3 months, and you can take it again. It's not something that you just take continuously. Only if you're ill or you're suffering from a debilitating disease, then you have to take it continuously until that ailment is gone.
Okay.
Okay then.
So what is her name? Lauren was saying can't see the word. Lauren, I'm just briefly going through the website. But if you go on itallife.co.uk, that's the website where you'll find all the information.
And also just post the link in the comment section. Also, by the motherfucker, pin the link.
You know, somebody was asking about weight loss earlier on, and I didn't see the question early enough. Hopefully the person is still there, because one thing as well, thank you so much guys for being so good in the comment section. You know, the person whoever asked for weight loss, I know you got a lot of answers, even though we didn't see your question and answer directly. You got a lot of answer from people in the comment section, so I like that. I like the fact that we all helping each other.
Everyone's interacting, yeah.
Yes, everybody is proactive. So here you have the colon cleanser. We spoke about that earlier on. Herbal iron, mucus cleanser, organs cleanser, vitality. Do you have one that regroup all of those? Or if we want to lose weight, do we have to use each one of them, or do we go according to what our body needs?
What? For weight loss?
Yes, because I'm on the weight loss section.
Weight loss, yeah, you can take the vitality, which has got a lot of herb in it that would suppress your appetite. And just a normal cleanse, the colon cleanse and the mucus cleanse and the organ cleanse to get your organ functioning properly so you can exit toxins and waste more efficiently from your system.
Okay, that's great, because I remember somebody commenting as well saying, my husband and I, we keep eating, we can't stop eating, we always want to eat. So that would be something that could help them.
Yeah, the vitality would be excellent.
Okay. And Rashina, big up yourself as well. People are saying you've done a great job in the comment section.
Yeah,
I know I can trust you.
As always.
So the colon cleanser and the organ cleanser, how does that work? Because I know that a lot of colon cleanser, you have to go through a diet at the same time when you use them.
No, not really. My colon cleanse, it's high in fiber. And fiber is one of the things that makes your stool heavy. So when you take the colon cleanser, it will just make you go toilet very easy. It won't give you no diarrhea or nothing like that. It won't give you no belly cramp or anything like that.
So does does that mean that that's something you can take in the morning and go to work? It's not one of those who will stop you from...
You will still be functional.
Okay, that's good. Because a lot of...
Go on, Karen.
No, a lot of cleanser, actually, unfortunately, you have to take them and stay in. You can't go anywhere because otherwise it's a whole mess for you. So I think it's great that this one allows you to carry on with your activity, because in the world that we live in,
that's normal, yeah.
We can't take anything without having to carry on with the day-to-day life.
Yeah, with the slavery.
That's good, that's good.
Exactly, the slavery.
Quick second, we're going to wrap up everything, because we can't keep up the gentleman them so late. Now at 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus peace.
We're stopping them from reproducing their cells. You know, like, no cells are being reproduced here just because we talk here. Anyways, once in a while, so... So yes, guys, once again, thank you very much.
Much thanks,
For-
many thanks.
Yeah, Cropper, and I want to just say, you know, you got an excellent platform, you know. And the creator only, I got to bless you and make it more bigger and better, you know, because you're doing a good deed in the community. This information, it might help a whole heap of people in our community, and we need this kind of information. And what Brother Edison is transmitting to the public is excellent. You understand? So I commend you again, Cropper, for giving even me this platform, because I'm not really a talkative person. And, you know, I give thanks.
Sorry.
Well, I'm very grateful as well. Amari, I'm going to have to come to your site. Trust me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to come to this man's site because I've been spending a lot of money trying to look for health alternatives. And then honestly, the stuff that you speak of breaks it down. For me, I have to hear the person say it. And when I hear them say it, then I can work out how it works and what they know. So no, I'm going to be visiting that and speaking to you soon. So I'm grateful for both of you putting us in the situation where I'm in touch with a man like this. I'm grateful for this. This is good. But again, I like to buy from my own as opposed to these big organizations that, again, are going to industrialize it a little bit. They might not mean to, but, you know, the herbal game is a big, expensive game. But you don't know if what works and what doesn't. So I love to hear someone doing something and they're breaking it down, so I feel comfortable.
That's true. That's true.
And you know, that's why I insisted on having the both of you, because we've got the nature. Is like we got the nature and the spirit, and I feel like both goes together. And with what you told us, even what you said earlier on, Edison, we could take these pills and all we would have to do is literally just speak on the bottle and put our intention towards it if we want to link the spiritual aspect to it in order to make it work even greater and even better. So just like anywhere, you know, in any religion, people would pray for their food before. I think this is something we should take the habit to do. It doesn't have to be religious, but it has to be spiritual and in contact with ourselves, and we can just, you know, say these words, whatever we want, whatever we desire, before we intake that food and or that the supplements or whatever, in order to charge it with our energies and receive it back fully. So that's,
you know, Ari said that the body is the best doctor.
Yes.
And doctors get paid for what the body fixes.
Exactly.
Exactly. The body can mend a bone and reconstitute a bone. What can't it do? So you imagine within you the language and knowledge and wisdom you have. You can speak that out and take it from inside your body, outside of your body, to heal your body. And this is the science.
You know, brother, this is one of the main things I always try to tell my patients, you know. It's only you can cure yourself, you know. Your body will cure itself. I'm just assisting within the process, but ultimately it's you.
It's you. You facilitate everything. That's why I say the work is more important than the person, because if you continue doing the work, the people will find you. That's all it is, you know.
Yep.
If you're not doing the work, no one will come look for you. So that's it.
That's true. That's true.
So no, thank you very much for having me as well.
Well, respect, man.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And to thank you guys as well to come on the show as well and help enlighten the viewers. I mean, also them themselves appreciate it, and we appreciate it.
Yes, they love
100. Understand?
They love it. Thank you guys for the information. Very interesting. Lauren Reid says, Cherie James said, thank you, Rapper, for bringing this vital information through. Blessings to all.
Respect,
yes, big thank you to the guest and Rapper and the lady speaker. So Rashina says she missed her award. Rashina, your award is yours. We're giving it to you. You can watch it back and catch it back. But yes, people, please do feel free to watch it over and over again.
Click on next share and it one more time for us, please.
Exactly. Share it one more time for us so that those who are waking up will get to see it. Guys, I encourage you as well to share it on your pages. I don't know if you've been able to see it, but I know you will fully enjoy watching it back.
Yes.
So it's a few hours, but it's really interesting and it was very informative. Thank you so much for you know, giving, because time is very expensive and most of us don't realize it. And the fact that you're giving of your time for free to spread some information, spread the knowledge, we're very, very, very grateful for that, you know, because you could just keep it for yourself, but you decide to share it, and we appreciate that.
Grandpa, you have an excellent host. The struggle is real.
That's right. That's right. It is real, but hopefully we can make it easier with what you guys have to offer. We can make it easier.
Alright, gentlemen. Lots of respect to you guys and blessings to you and your entire family. And once again, thank you for the information.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure. Yes? All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, people.
Thank you, viewers, once again.
Oops.
No, go on. It's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now I wanted to take it back on us. 1 second.
Yes?
All right, I'm going to give you back a call, guys, later. Thank you so much again.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yes, people, we sign off. We end the call, and we are grateful for all of you who was there watching.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
I know a lot of time when we go through this kind of topic, everybody run away. There's not like, you know, sometimes you can have 7,000 people if we're talking about some pasa, and then you can have like 3 person watching on a page where there is more than quarter million subscribers. So I'm very grateful that you guys decided to stay and hear us out and, you know, just spread the love and the energy. Remember, it's all about energies, and you need to spread the positive one.
When I left on out.
Yes, man.
When
YouTube.
I left on out.
Yes, YouTube and even Instagram. You know, they're not there anymore.
I want 2 second one on the gram still, but we bring them in.
We're very grateful for you guys staying until 3 o'clock. You know, he is 3 a.m. in the UK, so those from the UK, my respect to you guys. And those who are away from the UK in other countries, I know you guys is your relaxing time now, and you choose to spend that with us, so that's good. Tomorrow is a bank holiday, so we're good. We can all sleep tomorrow during the day, and then wake up energized again.
That's true. That's true.
Oh God! All right, people. We're gonna have to love you and leave you guys.
Big up yourself, Glenda. That's true. Can't run from real life. You understand meds. Isn't it?
That's true. Like my crew is say I shared it 4 times. Well, that's amazing.
Big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself.
Thank you so much for that. And
Antia Campbell, big up yourself, set speed. Glenda, big up yourself. Lorraine,
and all of the silent people also.
Sherry,
all of the silent people. It's 10 in Canada. Okay.
Raymond Robinson, big up yourself, same way, you know. Okay, me know, yeah, man, I just been alone and late. So, my beautiful people, good night. We're going to love you and leave you at the moment. Hope you have a beautiful day tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Set the speed.
Yes. Guys, enjoy your bank holiday day tomorrow. Get yourself recharged to get back to work. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. YouTube!
Have we stopped streaming?
Let me just people to stop. Stop.
The live doesn't want to stop.
And all of the young entrepreneurs out there, I highly recommend you go and get this book. As you hear French say, you can get it on Amazon. So just go and check it out and just grab yourself a copy. It's very effective. As you can say, the young entrepreneur mindset. And you don't have to be too young to, because I say I'm old in age, but I'm young in entrepreneurship. This book is real. And remember, support our own. That's the way we will grow. The love is real. It's a must have. So right about now, I'm going to give you some of the locations you can get Taya. St. James, Jamaica, Payless, Montego Bay, Ipstrip. Weekenders, Montego Bay, Ipstrip. Clinic Care Pharmacy, Witter Village, Montego Bay. Kingston and St. Angio, Kirby's Souvenir, Twin Gate, Plaza, Kingston. Crippin Closet, Shop 29, York Plaza, Kingston. Kiva's Closet, Shop 2, Princeville Mall, Constant Spring Road. St. Anne's Blingers, Ochi, 4 Ellen Street, Police Station Road, Ochi Rayas. Julie Junction, Shop 3, 4 and 5, Beacham Plaza, 76, Main Street, Ochi Rayas. Blingers, Claremont, Main Street, Claremont, St. Anne. St. Catherine, Benson's Pharmacy, 11 West Street, Hole Harbor, St. Catherine. Creeping Closet, C5, Sovereign Village, Portmore, St. Catherine. Dixon Pharmacy, Main Street, Linstead, St. Catherine. St. Mary, Newport, Maria Pharmacy. ILO Shopping Center, Port Maria, St. Mary.